What is up, all of our amazing friends out there? We love you guys so much, and we have joining us here live with us in chat. We have Josh, I Repent, which is also what is his name in Instagram?
Hater Xenon.
Hater Xenon, and we have, of course, Kyron, our TikTok manager. Nerik Senju. Also, you can find him over on Instagram at Portraits by K.A.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There we go.
Go ahead and find that. And then we also have our favorite Jaegerist. We have Heist, TBH, a.k.a. Storm, a.k.a. Jacob.
Hello,
what is up, everyone?
hello.
We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining us here on this beautiful Labor Day weekend. We hope that you guys are having a great Labor Day weekend so far. And you guys are here with us late. We are streaming at a later time. For some of you guys, it is 10. Some of you, it is 11 p.m. And I'm guessing you guys also do not have work tomorrow, because I don't have work tomorrow. Do you guys have work tomorrow?
I do not have work
Yeah,
tomorrow.
let's give it up to not having work tomorrow. Yeah. So hopefully you guys also do not have work tomorrow. And official welcome as I give myself a little air high five to all my friends out there as I go ahead and kind of clear up. You know what it is? It happens with the hat. See?
It blocks out your... It doesn't realize that that's a face.
It doesn't.
It just sees beard and hat and
Yes.
glasses. And
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You know, speaking of beard, damn, this beard is coming in so freaking good. You know what, Kyron?
Just for you, Kyron.
Thank you so much, Kyron, for going and just telling me that I need to bring the beard back, because I am in beard denial. For whatever reason, I think that, you know what, man, I don't think I look good with the beard. I don't know. I just feel like I go more clean shaven and stuff like that. No, I just need to embrace the beard. Like, look at this. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Damn. I look so freaking good right now.
How long did it take you? How many weeks?
Honestly, this is probably going on maybe like this beard. This is a solid 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah. So 2 months.
Solid.
And
Kyron says it's luxurious.
yes, it is, my friend. Yes, it is. And yeah, guys, so I want to officially welcome all of my amazing friends. This is Attack the Talk. We're going to continue on. We're getting some good stuff, man. Here we are in season 3. We're going to be focusing on part 2 of episode 12. This is Night of the Battle to Retake the Wall. We're so close to going back to the wall. There's some good stuff that happens when we go back to the wall. There is some freaky stuff that happens when we go back to the wall. And you know what? Damn it. It's like, I feel like next week's episode, we're going to go ahead and cover that scene, that montage, that whatever's going to happen, right? But then the following week, we're probably going to go ahead and have a whole episode delegated to just talking about what we just saw, to go ahead and talk about frame by frame, what is happening, what's foreshadowing and stuff like that, you know? So it'll be a huge spoiler-filled episode. But this episode, guys, we're going to go ahead and continue on with the journey. We're going to have a feast. We're going to go and have a feast of just like celebrating and stuff. And these scouts do not know how to handle themselves when they see meat in front of them. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. You guys know the drill, of course. We're going to be doing a Q&A. We're going to be doing the poll question, all that fun stuff. You guys know how excited I am to go ahead and see your guys' feedback, to see the results and how the poll goes, and to see the responses that you guys give. So hopefully we get some good ones. I'm always excited for it. Last week we got spoiled by having 2 Q&As, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we were, but this week we're having 1, and I'm excited to go ahead and see how all that takes place. But of course, I need to find out how my friends here with me are doing, and of course my friends there watching us. I want to ask you as well.
You guys.
How are you guys doing? How is this weekend treating you? How was your week? Any fun plans this weekend so far?
Any cool events?
Yeah, we would go ahead and love to go ahead and talk about it. Maybe you have been watching something that just came out recently. I don't know. Maybe on Netflix that is a live action adaptation of an anime.
Perhaps
The greatest live action anime adaptation that we've seen so far to date.
Ooh.
Perhaps it rhymes with none.
Oh.
Go ahead, Lex. What does it rhyme with?
Punreese.
Punreese. Yes.
Punreese.
Yes.
Pun grease, actually. Bun grease.
Bun grease. Yeah,
Bun
perhaps
grease.
it rhymes with bun grease.
Bun grease.
But yeah.
You know when you get a burger and the top bun is just like shiny?
You're just a little
I've
glazed.
been watching a live action of that, actually. It's just that sitting there. Just the glazed
Beautiful.
bun grease.
Yeah. It's just
Absolutely.
an hour-long compilation, right?
Yeah,
But
of just different hamburger buns that are just really greasy.
It's bold, Kyron, but come on. What do we have to go based off of?
Bun grease.
A lot of just shitty adaptations, truthfully. Let's be honest here. I mean, to say that it is the greatest so far, I mean, it's not saying a whole lot.
I can entirely agree. I don't think I've seen a live action adaptation that's done as well as this anime did in terms of like staying true.
Yeah.
Even though there is a lot of condensation, like they hit a lot of the major points.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy with. And you have to realize it's this is my personal opinion. When I started One Piece first, I thought the beginning was very slow.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It's everyone getting together, so I feel like a lot of people are like anticipating a bunch of action. And
everybody wants the action.
Yeah,
right?
everyone wants action.
We have to expect to get some sort of backstory.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I feel like that's totally acceptable for everyone to be like anticipating a bunch of action, but going into it, I remembered as I was watching, like, okay, it was a little bit slower to start.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
Yeah. The thing though is that like it's slow to start, but what I like about it is that, and we're gonna go ahead and get our One Piece conversations out of the way now.
Yeah, we're gonna get this.
We're gonna get it out of the way now. We know
table.
that this is Attack the Talk. This is Attack on Titan podcast. This is the One Piece podcast, right? So we're gonna get it out of the way now. But what I really like about it is that the characters bring that essence of the characters to life, and that it's not gimmicky or it's not like a cosplay type thing, you know? Like, it doesn't feel like it doesn't match. It doesn't feel like it doesn't belong. It doesn't feel like these characters aren't being portrayed by these actors. These actors are doing a damn good job, and I love the attention to detail. Obviously, you have Oda Sensei, who is literally approving every single, you know, whatever is happening. He needs the approval. We need Oda Sensei to go and prove it.
You can
But anyways,
tell that it's taking itself seriously.
yeah, and then it's cool because, like, it's something that you watch where it's like, man, these characters are the characters. Again, it's not gimmicky. The story, they're getting to the point, you know. And yeah, definitely a watch, guys. Go ahead and check it out. I really am enjoying it so far. I've been watching it actually with, surprisingly, with my dad, who would never give this the light of day. But because I showed him some trailers, because, you know, he was able to see some stuff, he actually was like, damn, you know what? Hey, I'll give it a shot. And so, yeah, we're currently watching it. Zach watched the first 2 episodes with us, and Zach was like, he saw it. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't wait for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just watch it. Zach has told me that
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. I remember after we watched those first 2 episodes, we both were like almost in awe because it wasn't just a dog shit representation of stuff.
Yeah.
Normally you can obviously tell we're like,
met
whoa.
our standards of what we were expecting.
Yes.
And then gave a little bit more, especially in those first 2. And we were like,
Yes.
okay, we were like, so this is nothing to scoff at. We can actually sit down and watch something and enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that because, I mean, we're having some stuff here where like even like what the Kyron talking about, you know, just live action Luffy, Gear 5, right? And stuff that I think what makes live action One Piece good right now is we're not jumping into the crazy designs, crazy looks of characters so far, you know? Like everything is still kind of like base level and relatively kind of normal with the exception of Fishman.
We have Whitebeard, who's supposed to be like 15 feet or something.
Yeah.
They're like, even like we have no giants yet.
Yeah,
so
well,
it's
even
like,
just some of the characters that we're going to go ahead and come across, like you can only imagine, obviously, what is going to make it or break it for season 2, which is, we don't know if it's happening or not, but I can only imagine that's going to happen. But Chopper is going to win or break the hearts of all One Piece fans, and if it is a bad representation of Chopper, the world's gonna revolt.
The world will implode.
And that'll be the end of live action One Piece as we know it. You know, and that's the thing is that like the way you have to go about it, and this is what I've mentioned. I think we've talked about this before. Is you need to have a cute representation of Chopper, because Chopper is a very cute entity of a doctor.
Yes.
But do it like how Detective Pikachu is. Like, that is your model. That is what you have to go about it, right? And then in order to do the voices, easy. For the current live action One Piece that we have right now, for the sub-Japanese, they have the actual voice actors, the actual Japanese voice actors portraying these characters, right?
Yes.
Which is perfect. So what you do with Chopper is you bring the actual Japanese voice actor and the actual dubbed voice actor to go ahead and do the voice.
Voice it over. Yes.
And then it is Chopper. It's literally Chopper. Like, that's what we need, right? Now, you start getting into those other characters, they're going to be a little bit weird, like Cyborg Frankie and stuff like that, you know, and all that, right? Like, that's going to be a little bit different. Like, obviously, we have characters going to be like, whoa, like, I don't know how they're going to look. Obviously, like, with Arlong is a character where some people like it, some people don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, now what I'm curious about, too, is, like, after seeing the characters that I saw, I was like, now I'm curious about like how are they gonna do characters like I said, like in terms of Arlong, that was one thing, but now I'm thinking about Jinbei. Yeah. Like that's another character. I'm like, that's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah, for sure. So to be determined. All we know is that as of right now, for me, and from what I've seen so far, and Zach, he has seen the entire thing. Watch it. Must watch.
Yes, I agree.
Must watch.
It is a must watch. If you have had any interest in One Piece, or if you have any interest in a live adaptation, just if it piques your curiosity, go watch it.
Go watch it. And even for somebody who has no idea of what One Piece is, other than hearing it here over in the podcast, like Lexi, she can go ahead and watch it and say, hey, I kind of have a grasp of what happens pretty much through season 1 and 2. Right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know what happens. She doesn't have the lore.
The details. I'm not a day one.
Yeah. I mean, but she's going to have an idea of what is important to the story.
And I do plan on, I haven't seen it yet. I plan on watching it tonight, actually.
Oh, okay.
Watch the first episode tonight.
Cool. Yeah. So then for the people who haven't seen it, I mean, if you want to go ahead and stay up and go ahead and watch something tonight after the pod, watch One Piece.
And let me say this as a disclaimer. Just because you watch it does not, I still think if you watch it, you should still watch the anime all the way through, because there are points that are missed, but they're just little ones. And it's not as, I guess it's nostalgic for me, but like those little funnier moments.
Yeah.
Those little, like Luffy and Zoro when they have like little scuffles. Like those cute scenes, they need to be seen animated in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, if you want to get the full, story that is One Piece, then you at least watch the anime. But if you want to go ahead and get the important stuff, then watch One Piece live action.
It's like the same thing that people think, like whenever there's movies based off of books, it's like, oh yeah, this movie was great, but like you should read the book.
Yeah, they always say the book is better than the movie.
Yeah,
of course.
There's always way more context, way more detail. Same thing with like anime, like live action adaptations with like The Last of Us was really successful, really great.
Yeah.
And, everyone recommends you should play the video game. Video game is amazing. And I guess you don't really hear a lot of people being like, with the Scott Pilgrim live action adaptation, being like, you should read the comics. It's more just like,
but
just
now we're going to get the kind of like anime adaptation of Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
we're going to go ahead, that's something that we're going to be in Netflix.
I did see that.
They're bringing back every single actor that portrayed the character.
The original voices.
Yeah.
Which
so that's awesome.
I am super stoked about.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun ride too.
And all the Avengers.
So maybe Netflix is on the come up.
Yeah. So far, it seems
obviously, we have, One Piece, which is doing really, really good. We're going to be having an Avatar, which is supposed to be really, really good. I mean, we'll see. That's to be determined as well.
Action Avatar, the last Airbender.
Yeah, that's a series. And then Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Okay, maybe Netflix is finally going to be something worth watching.
I know.
Who knows?
After they've had such like a dry spell of like...
But I do like your Avenger lines. Obviously, there's superheroes because we have some Avengers, we have some
we have DC. We have like the Punisher. We have Royal Pain from Sky High.
Yeah. So go to Scott Pilgrim and go ahead and see the actors that have done a lot of other projects. Where they either are
Alan
in the MCU or
from Barbie. He's a superhero in my heart.
But yeah. So I want to go and get the chat real quick because we're having some good chat.
Hello, Bat.
Hi, this is the Satoru Gojo podcast.
Right.
He's on season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, nice. Very, very cool.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Beautiful. I haven't seen that, but...
JJK just dropped. So season 2 was dropped in segments.
Yeah.
So there's like, kind of like, what's it called when it comes before the...
Prequel?
Yeah, prequel.
Oh, the prequel?
Arc.
Okay, yeah.
And now we're just hit... today was Shibuya arc, which is we're back in the present.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
very, very cool.
So
did they take a hiatus in between or no?
It was like a 1 week hiatus.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Very, very cool.
But I was super excited for that today, and I was like, ooh! Or not today, this week, but it was amazing.
Today and tomorrow and yesterday and
and every other day.
So every day of the week.
Yeah. Definitely give it a watch, guys. Bat, you have no idea. We've been talking about this so many times over in the podcast. Live action AOT would be absolutely amazing. Again, has to be done right. Has to stay true to the source material. Cannot drift off and do their own thing and just try to go ahead and have the same idea of Titans and with characters with the same names but different motivations, different like. Attack on Titan is one of those animes where if you go ahead and you stay away and you drift from the story and kind of like,
It's the point.
Make it similar, fans are gonna be so pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's just not what
You need to get
it's about.
Isayama in there in the studio.
NatePlaysBad says we need awesome CGI and we need Keanu in it.
Keanu?
Yes.
Yeah, Keanu can be a Grisha if you're not Grisha.
Grisha, shoot, I'll have Keanu be freaking Kenny the Ripper. You kidding me?
Yeah,
that'd be an amazing
be
casting.
No,
awesome.
that's for Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, hey, if he's the second option.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, if he wants it, he's got it.
Everyone loves Keanu.
Yeah, that's just how
Keanu
it
is
is.
modern day
Amazing.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I recently rewatched. Why am I blanking on the name? John Wick 4.
Oh, okay.
It was amazing.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
thank
saw.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I know what he's gonna say.
Oh, very, very cool. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I haven't seen. I think I've only seen the first two John Wicks, and then after that, I was like,
Yeah?
I haven't really seen them. But
Very good watch.
yeah, I agree.
I
Bad.
said-
I've heard that Keanu Reeves is an absolute just gentleman.
But I said
Very,
he's
very
modern day
nice.
Jesus.
Yes.
Have you guys seen the clip of him being like, the whole, if you're you have to be a fighter if you're a lover, because you have to fight for
Oh
what you
yeah,
love.
yeah. It was like, oh yeah, like, because I think he was in like a Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Like some late night show, and they asked him, "Are you a lover or a fighter?" He was like, "I feel like to be a lover, you have to be a fighter. You have to fight for it." Everyone like loved it.
That was a late night show.
Yeah.
Because there was another one that I saw years ago about. I think it was Jimmy Fallon asked him like, "What do you think happens when you die?"
Oh yeah, what do you think happens? Just ask Keanu Reeves all the philosophical.
And Keanu Reeves just goes, "Well, I know that the ones close to you will miss you," or something like that.
Yeah. He's like, I just know that the ones who love you will miss you, or the ones
Yeah.
close to us will miss you, something like that.
And then
Everyone
that's
was
you
just
could tell that's not what Jimmy Fallon was expecting at all, and the crowd just absolutely just adored and loved that answer, and they're all
Everyone
just like,
loved
"Oh,
Keanu."
whatever it is." Now,
Yeah.
recently.
yeah, he's just
Oh,
a
that's
sweetheart.
This couple who was getting married at this like resort saw Keanu and staying in the same hotel. And when they were passing by, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're actually getting married." If you like, they invited him, and Keanu literally like put on a suit and went to the wedding.
Damn, that's super cool. Wow.
And they have wedding photos with Keanu Reeves because
That's
he just happened
amazing.
to be in the same
Wow.
hotel as them. And he was just
happened
like,
to have the free time.
yeah, he
to
was like,
go
yeah,
and
sure,
do it.
I'll go to your guys' wedding. Yeah. They probably had a real nice chat.
Do you know
with him.
how many famous people would just tell him to go fuck themselves or something,
Yeah.
or you
Yeah.
know,
Be
just
like,
wouldn't even give them the
no.
light of day, would just absolutely ignore them or something like that, or would ask for some sort of payment,
Yeah.
you know?
Just be like, oh, actually, you have to like endorse something. Or
Yeah.
To talk to my manager and have them.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know, it's
paperwork.
and
Instead, Keanu, I think he was still wearing a T-shirt. He just like put on a blazer and
yeah.
went.
I mean,
That's so fun.
that's something that
It's Keanu Reeves, though. No
That
one's gonna
couple-
be like,
Yeah.
you're not dressed right.
that couple is gonna remember that for the rest of their lives, and that relationship is gonna stand till the test of time.
Yeah.
Like
they're like,
gonna,
it wasn't our day. It was
raise-
Keanu's day.
their love is
By
is,
Keanu.
is strengthened by Keanu.
Yeah,
like,
they were
if
touched
they
by
ever get in a
Keanu.
fight, it's like we have to do this for Keanu.
Yeah.
We cannot let
that's
him
just
down.
what it is.
I want to
man.
try to find you guys the photo of all them together.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Heise is saying that Hollow Purple would overpower Kamehameha. He's saying a Detroit Smash. And he also says, I want to go to Funko so that they can make me a 1x1 Flock Pop. The one of one. The only Flock Pop. I wonder why there isn't any Flock Pops. Heise. And, very, very
Who were
cool.
we talking about? We said that movie was great.
The movie?
Why am I blinking? Yes.
Oh, damn, that's super cool. Yeah,
Oh,
super
yes.
sweet.
Duh. We're talking about Keanu.
He was just there,
Yeah, that's super
I
sweet.
guess.
If they do Aang dirty, I would be pretty upset too.
It's Flock, yeah.
He's got a t-shirt and a blazer.
I know.
He's got jeans on. I love
Because he
that.
was just like there, and they were probably on the way to the wedding. They're just like, "Do you want to come?"
Kyron.
This was in the UK.
Avatar is up there over in your top anime, right?
I
think
love
so.
Avatar.
'Cause I know Naruto
also
is,
do love Avatar.
But I think that, if I remember correctly, I think Avatar also is as well. Which means that you're probably excited for live action, and again, you're excited but also scared.
yeah, because we
'cause-
saw that last one.
Rightfully so. Whenever you have something that you're just a passionate fan of, and you find out something's going to get adapted live action, you cannot help but just be fearful of it just becoming just an absolute shit show of a adaptation.
Yeah.
Which again, that's what we were going through with One Piece. Right? We're just like, damn, we're fully anticipating that it was going to go and be bad. And then we start seeing some glimpses of hope in the trailers that were showing up.
Yeah,
and like, damn,
we were like, no,
is
we
this actually
can't.
going to be good? Is this going to be good?
We were like, I remember looking at you like, I cannot let myself have too much faith.
Yeah,
in it, 'cause
yeah.
It will shatter. me.
Yeah. But damn, yeah. So,
But
so
I
crazy.
was positively misproven. I loved it. It was
Yeah.
great.
Very, very cool. Bad says, yeah, they can say that Keanu was at their wedding. And who was at yours?
I know.
Exactly. Hi says, I want to get a Minetta Pop for you to sign Zach. Because there isn't any. I feel like you would gladly
I would gladly sign a Minetta Pop.
Yeah.
I would do it with honor.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. All right, so now I want to go ahead and ask, and this is long overdue, but I want to ask my two friends here how they are doing, how their week has been. Starting with you, Lex. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Doing good.
And my week has been a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of fun things with my friends.
Beautiful.
Hanging out with them and stuff. And then obviously coming to the house every once in a while to see our 3-legged puppy.
Yes, a little tripod of a pup.
Yeah, I've had a pretty productive, eventful week.
Great.
It was my friend's, his birthday's today, but it was his birthday party last night. A lot of fun, chaotic, little kickback with just like the close, like 15 friends.
Yeah, great stuff.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you,
That's great.
I don't want to maybe say too much, but I mean, I think you put his nickname over on his cake.
yes, I did.
Yeah.
I would love to show you guys a photo of my beautiful.
Yeah, so Lexi went out of her way to go ahead and make a go ahead and buy a cake. You bought it, right?
Yeah.
So buy a cake.
We bought a cake and then
bought
I
a
bought
cake
the
and had it
icing.
personalized and stuff. So it says happy birthday in the nickname of the other friend, and
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff.
It's pretty good.
So
I wrote it myself and I'm really proud of it. I wrote down his nickname, which is Whore.
So very cool. So for
good.
people who can see it, it says
amazing.
happy
Here's
birthday
his
Whore.
after you got the cake.
Oh, that is
Great
great.
stuff. Yes.
But yeah, for those of you that could maybe not see, that's a picture of a cake, I promise, and it says "Happy Birthday,
Let
Whore."
me see it.
That's
that?
absolutely amazing. Go ahead.
That's the cake after his face got pushed in it.
There it is.
Oh, that is amazing.
Happy birthday.
Whore.
That is too beautiful.
And then all of
Use
my
the
friends were
fork.
like, what did the girl say when you had her write it? When you had her write it down? Like, I can't believe she wrote that. And I was like, I wrote it. Like, I wasn't gonna ask a worker, can you write down "Happy Birthday, Whore" on it?
Yep.
And they're like, no. I
That's
wrote it, and they're like, this is so pretty. And I was like, thanks. I made sure to choose pink.
That's amazing.
Very, very cool. Alrighty. So happy to hear you're doing well, Lex. So now, Zach, how the hell are you?
I have been absolutely obsessed with that live action.
Nice.
I was giving AJ little updates. I was like, what episode are you on?
Yeah.
And I called him and I was like, I'm so sorry. I could not stop myself. I was like,
Stop.
Friday, right? I was
Yeah.
doing my last fantasy football draft over at one of my friend's house, and I noticed that when I was done, I was like heading home. I had a missed call from Zach, and I already knew what this call could potentially be about, right? And so I went ahead. I called Zach back, and Zach asked, "Hey, buddy. So sorry for the call. I just wanted to know, where are you on One Piece?"
because initially, after we'd watched it, I was like, okay, we can watch it kind of so much. I was like, I'll just watch a couple episodes, and then I'll wait for you to catch up. And did not work out that way.
Didn't work out. It's fine.
Nope. I got completely hooked.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's been good. I volunteered at the Woody Museum this morning.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
What were you doing?
my neighbor works there, so I was
Okay.
moving some stuff around for him. It's
Very, very cool.
I might help him out for Halloween, build a haunted house. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, very cool.
So he said I might be able to use stuff for the haunted house at the middle school. So pretty cool trade-off.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. But yeah, I just helped him move some stuff. He had some bulletproof glass from the prison,
Oh, okay.
the old Whittier prison.
And how do you just acquire that? Just like, here, we don't need this
For the
anymore.
museum. You have any extra you want to give away? Yeah, here's some
Yeah.
bulletproof glass, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess he has to put it up on display, but it's so heavy.
Yeah.
It's like literally like 4 inches thick. And he just needed help moving because he was by himself. And
Yeah.
I felt so bad. So I have to move it, move some other things around. And yeah, that was my morning. It's pretty fun.
Nice. Happy to hear you're doing well. Happy to hear both of my friends are doing well. Yeah, it's been a good week.
Yeah, how are you doing, our lovely host?
Yeah, like I said, it's been a lovely week. Things have been going really, really good, and obviously Labor Day weekend, really, really fun. We just got back from going ahead and seeing our cousin and seeing her,
having a nice little family day.
Yeah, family
at the
day.
pool.
Yeah, I got to go swimming and stuff. That was awesome. Really,
fun.
it was much needed. Just good stuff. Just enjoying the weekend, enjoying the holiday, and again, no work tomorrow. So I'm happy about
You're
that.
excited for that one.
So I says, how you doing, Shigaraki? Shigaraki just does what he wants to do. It's as simple as that. Until somebody steps in his way and tries to take over.
Right.
Right that way. Sunscreen, yes.
It wasn't very sunny, but I still put some on my face. I put sunscreen on my face and my neck every day because I'm terrified of that photo of the freaking. This is a truck driver and he has sun damage on his left side because of the sun, and then like this woman put sunscreen on her face every day, but not on her neck, and it was just disgusting.
The contrast between where she put it on and where she didn't is insane.
Yeah, and now
I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah, ever since then,
disturbing.
I'm like hyper aware putting sunscreen on my face before I leave the house. Even if it's raining, I'm like, what if?
Yeah.
I'm trying to age well.
Not to say that it wouldn't be a resourceful quirk, but can you imagine that was your quirk? You were just like, sunscreen.
Yeah. Just immediately covered, or you just constantly emit sunscreen. That's the only thing that you can.
Your body just constantly applies another layer for you.
What if your quirk was you can give people sunburns?
That'd be
a pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
This
that
isn't gonna
sets you
hurt
up.
now, but
So
I
that's the
promise
thing.
it will later.
We talked about how it sets you up to go ahead be either a hero or. Interesting. Bad
wear
is
that
a
sunscreen.
truck driver. Yeah,
Especially
wear
on that
sunscreen.
left
Use
side.
that quirk for sure.
If you're driving in
Sunscreen.
the colonies
Yes.
in America.
Get those little stick ones, and you can just
Yeah, real easy. Just
and then keep it in your glove, keep it in your center console.
because gotta say you will age a lot better.
Trader Joe's.
Oh, he drives for Trader Joe's. Okay, yeah, I still
Yeah,
recommend everyone use this is a weekly reminder, use your sunscreen.
Oh, we had
Yeah.
that second hurricane the other day, huh? Did you guys get that too?
Just abnormal weather. It was just
It just sprinkled a little bit for me.
Really? So for us over
Never.
where I am, it was pretty heavy rain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was
Really?
really light
Yeah.
sprinkling.
It was like a good hour.
A little bit of rain.
we just got a little bit of precipitation. It was just all just
we
mugginess.
got a whole hour of pretty heavy rain. It was late in the evening at 9:30.
Okay. Yeah, we got a little bit of rain around 6. And then it was pretty much just sprinkling all throughout the day.
That was worse. For me, it was worse than the hurricane that we had.
Yeah.
I was like,
Just, the bipolar weather.
yeah. Love it, man. Cali. Woo!
Do you see what Heisei just said?
I think Shigaraki is afraid of overhaul.
I don't agree.
Who do you think you are?
As someone who loves
Do you know
overhaul
who
too.
I am? You think Kaiji Ziki, that low-life scum, is gonna make me afraid of him?
Triggered.
No, I'm not afraid of him at all. As a matter of fact, I think his quirk is stupid. I think he relies on that little girl too much. Why? We don't need him for my team. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take his quirk.
Just let him do it.
I know.
Just
Just let him work through it.
All right, rain weather is peak.
Agreed.
Peak?
Peak?
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, Marco.
Peak?
That audio.
Every time we hear it, peak.
Peak?
That audio
Peak.
absolutely blows me away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great stuff. Now that's content right there.
Yeah, that's some
Now
nice stuff.
That's content.
That's
oh
content.
my gosh, man.
That's what society wants.
Yes,
from the
yes,
media.
good stuff.
Agreed.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the Q&A or the poll question. So Lexi, you are now the host.
All right. So I'm going to start out with the poll.
All right.
So for the poll, we asked you guys which commander. No, it's not what we asked you. Hold on. I have to go into our archive because I forgot to add it to.
It wasn't
Go into the
highlighted.
deep
I forgot to
dive.
add it to the highlights. Sorry.
Which commander? No.
No, that's definitely not what we asked. We asked you guys.
This is about Levi and Irvin.
Yeah. So for context, we said Levi wants Irvin to stay in the walls, but Irvin needs to go to the cellar. Who is in the right? Levi to not risk Irvin's life, or Irvin to gamble till the end?
So before we get to results, can we elaborate more on the context of this question?
Yeah.
Kind of as a way to also recap about what happened.
Yes.
So
Great idea.
what we need to talk about here is that Levi wants Irvin to not go on this mission back over to Walmaria. Because he understands the gambles that Irvin likes to take, right? But this is something that Levi can see as being potentially a last gamble. And in order to prevent that from happening, he needs to try to convince Irvin to stay at the walls. He goes out there and says, look, we can go ahead and say that we argued until I convince you, right? Which I will, but let's just do this the easy way. And Irvin, being very stubborn, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we see multiple times where he's recalling his father because his father was somebody who was potentially on the right track to the truth, but was murdered because he was trying to chase that truth. And now Irvin is dedicated to finding that truth, not just for himself, but also for his father. And so he tells Levi, look, I'm going to that cellar. Use me in whatever capacity. Use me as bait. I don't care. But I'm going on this mission. And then Levi now threatens him by breaking both his damn legs. Right? Tells him, I need you to sit down in that chair.
Take a Louisville Slugger to those knees and
wait for the good news. Right? And what is important to Levi is that he doesn't feel that Eren Yeager, the Titan user, is humanity's greatest gift. No. In Levi's eyes, he sees Irvin's decision making, his strategies, right, his mind as humanity's greatest weapon.
Yeah.
So Levi wants Irvin to stay alive, do not go on this mission. Whereas with Irvin, he knows that he needs to go on this mission. One, because he feels like things are not going to go in a successful manner without me there. Right?
Yes.
Which we talked about last week, which is a great point because we theorized that had Irvin not go, would the mission be as successful as it was? And we all pretty much agreed that no, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it probably was not.
Right?
No way. No. Especially since we know
like
what happened.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
and we talked about with Hanji.
It's like the big Irvin scene.
Like Hanji would be the one kind of running the show, and then we talked about how she would handle the situations at hand. Would she be able to act on the fly? Would she be able to go ahead and do the difficult decisions?
And do it, not only just
know,
make a decision, but do it effectively.
Yeah. And we talked about with Hanji that she is to the point where she's able to go ahead and be a great commander, but with this being potentially her first big mission, right? Would she be able to go ahead and react in a way where it's like, look, we need to do this now, otherwise we're all going to die, or we need to do this now and, you know, in order to survive, regardless, whatever the stakes are. But if you hesitate, that could be the split second. That could be the difference of, you know, of success or failure.
Life or death. There's no time for second guesses. There's no time for logical thinking, especially when you're out there.
Yeah. But ultimately we saw that Levi, he noticed Irvin's passion for this specific goal, to where Levi is even like, look, like, like that, this is more important than, you know, your legs.
Yeah.
Like, this is more important than your life. And Irvin, just again, being stone cold and just straight to the point. Yes. Levi had no choice but to say, all right, you know? And
after he was like, is this more important than humanity?
Yeah.
And he goes, yes.
Yeah. I think that's right. That's a very, very important detail.
This is more important than everything I am trying to protect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It honestly blew my mind when I first heard him say that.
Yeah.
I was like, everything you've been doing
is for the better of humanity.
Yeah. And you're going to value this over everything.
Yeah, over humanity itself.
Absolutely,
like, it's crazy.
Insane.
And I like too that Josh is saying this was a hard poll. I generally couldn't come up with an answer. I was staring at the poll for like 5 minutes. And we love that this is a difficult choice. But the thing is, like, this, however you shake it, is a difficult Like, if we had to make that decision, right?
Yes.
If we're making that decision of allowing Irvin to go or having Irvin stay, like, knowing what we know, say we're coming literally from the future and we're like, we have to find a way to go ahead and prevent him. Like, it's going to be a challenge. And I feel like Irvin's so stubborn that he would somehow be able to convince us that, damn, like, these are one of those situations where in order to have certain things play out, it's almost like you have a person that needs to die, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those sad things, you know, like
Necessary death.
yeah. And so yeah, this was definitely an interesting poll question, and this was, again, I was so excited to go ahead and see what you guys would come up with because of, again, knowing what we know. And also because of how serious of a moment that was between two characters that, again, take things very, very serious. And I just thought that it was a great poll question to go ahead and ask you guys. And thank you so much for that, Josh.
Thank
yeah,
you,
it's one of the
Josh.
best polls. Yeah. And without further ado,
Quality question.
let's find out what you guys had to
Yeah.
say.
For saying it's a great poll, I guess whose idea it was. So the question was, who's in the right? And options are Levi or Irvin. So we have, okay, who do you guys think?
Well, I'm thinking that majority
One.
are going to vote for Irvin.
Okay, who do you think? What do you think for majority?
Majority? Mm-hmm. I think majority is going to be everyone as well.
It's interesting because the results are 39% Irvin, 61% Levi.
Ooh. So
Interesting.
then, who did you vote for? That could be different from who you think the majority is.
Yeah, I mean, so here's my thing though, right? This is about who do you think was on the right, right? Who would think was correct,
Who do you think
right?
is right?
And for me, my mindset goes to, again, just how successful this mission would be, right?
It's just hard because we already know what happens.
Yeah, I know. And then the thing though is that, like, I can't help but go ahead and kind of speculate as far as if Irvin wasn't there and how things would go and with the situation and how everything happened so quickly when they're there over at the wall, right? With the arrival of Zeke and his wall of Titans, right? With him literally throwing all that freaking, rubble and destroying the horses and preventing the escape of the scouts, right? With the colossal in the walls, with the armored in the walls, like all that stuff, right? And again, that's all big stuff. That's all literally, that's like heavy lifting stuff. But the little things, like Irvin essentially kind of turning and pushing Armin into a direction of like, here, this is where you need to go in order to have this character development.
Yeah.
Like, he literally delegates Armin as this essential kind of section commander of this squad. You tell your squad what to do in going forward. Like, if that doesn't happen, what happens to Armin, right?
Yeah.
And then you have like just those decision makings, right? Like, it's just stuff where we're not even gonna have that badass moment of Rhina looking up and seeing Irvin staring down at him. Like,
Yeah.
that's a moment where it's like, you can't tell me that doesn't send nervousness and fear into Rhina, even though he is the Titan.
Absolute chills. Absolute. You can tell that he saw that and goosebumps everywhere.
Yeah, or he's like, oh shit, like the commander's here,
Yeah.
And it's just, I can't help but think that, unfortunately, like you mentioned, Lex, that there are necessary deaths, and had Irvin himself not gone, and we had it Levi's way, then I think we would have lost Levi.
Yeah.
I think that it wouldn't have been successful. I think that Zeke would have got exactly what he wanted. And then we're talking about a whole different game.
Because interestingly enough, Heise's point makes me think, because Heise says, so there would be no decision and just throw away the thing to revive Armin. I can see Flock making that face that he makes when he will say, wow, this is a hard decision, and throw it on the ground.
Okay, but this is the thing though, Heise. That's a great point. But I don't think that they even get to that point.
That's what I was going to say. It brings me to that.
Because that means
idea,
they have to stop.
Like,
They're told.
hypothetically, there probably would not be a point of...
They wouldn't even get that far.
Yeah, to have
know?
a point to revive someone, because they would just become a pure Titan.
And then my fear is
And
that
even then, the choice might not be, even though Irvin's not there, it could be the choice between
Levi and Armin.
Levi and Armin, or Mikasa
Or maybe Levi
and
doesn't
Levi, or something. Yeah, it's innumerable of what we could think of.
Like, I just think that they don't even get that to that point, and I think that they just, in a panic, use the injection as a last resort, kind of like, oh my gosh, this is our last lifeline.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work because they're not able to go ahead and take any of those Titan users.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because when you're a pure Titan, you don't really have, it's not like you can be like, okay, I'm going to have the goal to, I need to eat one of them. Like,
no
you're just a pure
thought.
Titan. Yeah. You're going to end up eating your own comrades because you're just a pure Titan.
And what happens if they're able to, not just Zeke getting what he wants in the coordinate, but now he has the power to go ahead and transform. I mean, obviously he already has that power, but now it's kind of in a way of ritual where now he has that syringe. Now he has even more power.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
you have to realize
kind
too,
of game over.
If Zeke got Eren, he would have the founding Titan as well.
yeah, that's the thing, you know, like,
And then that'd be game over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dunzo Bunzo.
yeah,
Anime would be over.
like that would be the end of Attack on Titan,
Yeah,
you know?
literally.
And I just think that unfortunately Irvin had to go ahead and be here in that mission to keep morale, which we talked about last week, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that once things got very, very dangerous, the will to fight was gone. They needed to be reignited. They needed to be remotivated. And that's something that Irvin was able to do, right?
Yeah, he basically pulled them from the brinks of just complete fatigue and exhaustion and giving up.
And in order to do that, he had to go ahead and be a part of that same march, you know? In order to have these guys go ahead and risk their lives, he had to be in the front of the lines, you know?
And I will argue, even when I watched this week for the first time, seeing this decision happen, I still, not knowing what happened in the future, agreed with Erwin, just because of what we knew about Zeke being there.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not something that you as the commander can not be present at when you're going to have a huge brawl.
And again, this is all about knowing what we know. Because had we not known, then of course we'd want to go ahead and go with Levi and be like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would still have like, Levi.
Yeah.
But
because, you know, we are, you know, people who have seen the future.
Yeah.
We're able to go ahead and see how it plays out. And then, you know, what we don't see is how things would have played out without Irvin there. You know, yeah, Irvin would be alive, but is anybody coming back from that mission? And where does that leave Irvin? Exactly. Everybody that he trusted is gone. You know?
Each way is a gamble, no matter which one you look at it.
Yeah. So again, so I think you might have just answered the question, but I want to ask you formally here, Zach, that like, how did you go ahead and see this vote?
Voted for Irwin.
For Irvin? Okay. For kind of the same reasons, or?
Yeah. Because I knew, one, because like I said, I would have voted for him from the start.
Yeah.
Two, because now knowing what I do know from the future, yes.
Yeah.
Even more so.
So, okay. And then, so Lex, how did you vote?
It was hard for me to try to see past like the fact that I know what happens in the future, so I also voted for Irvin.
Yeah, and that's the thing for us is that we can't help but
that's crazy. We're all three in the minority for this one.
Yeah. And then I'm curious for people who voted for Levi, please explain why. I mean, we would love to go ahead and have
a pretty good explanation.
Okay, let's hear it. What does it say, Lex?
I voted Levi as it's technically the right answer, as Irvin's choice comes from a selfish standpoint.
Yeah, I guess.
Which, yeah, taking it at face value, I would have voted for Levi. But again, because there's all the context and we know what happens and everything and how much more horrible things would have gone if Irvin wasn't there.
Yeah, and maybe that's why Josh himself even kind of also elaborated here, saying that they'd all die and they'd take Eren, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
and he was staring at the pole for 5 minutes.
watching One Piece, and I will never stop anyone from reaching for their dreams.
Yeah, exactly. Luffy wants you guys to chase your dreams for sure.
Chase your dream, bro.
Yeah. So Heisey says I voted for Levi so he can put him in jail so that Irvin doesn't die. Yeah. Again, the idea is to save Irvin, right? Because none of us want to lose him, right? And so when we did, it was very, very devastating, especially to have to choose between two characters like Irvin and Armin. Like the fact that Isayama put us in that mindset, you know, just goes to show one that he is just an absolute amazing writer and stuff, right? And he just knows exactly what this, you know, again, just his storytelling is incredible, right? But I understand your guys' point of view. If you're able to save Irvin, why not do it? right? Mm-hmm. But again, at what cost? Would you... Now I'm asking my friends who voted for Levi, would you save Irvin knowing it meant Levi's death? Mm-hmm. You know?
Damn.
Because Levi's going to have to help Hanji in making those decisions. Mm-hmm. You know? And what happens if Levi isn't the one who takes out each Titan that is standing there next to Zeke? Irvin never gives Levi that mission, which is literally his mission till this day, of going after and killing that Beast Titan. No. Mm-hmm. What happens if now Levi has to be the one to go ahead and march with those other scouts? Mm-hmm. You know? Like, I don't know. I guess maybe I would go with Levi if it meant, you know, Flock dying.
Yeah, that's
Second that movement. Second that movement.
That'll move the meter for me a little bit.
Yeah, like, oh, Flock dies in this one? Okay, maybe I'll...
Yeah. No, I'm only joking. Only joking, of course.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I mean, again, it's oh, hell no. Yeah, it's just the sad thing is that he can't see his work, you know, and all that. And I think maybe what Heise maybe is trying to say, though, is because what is Heise trying to say here? Because the only thing I'm thinking of is like in terms of Irvin himself not being able to ultimately see what he wants to see in the end of it, right? Because we know that what is his goal?
Yeah.
Irvin wants to go ahead and see the truth, what is down there, but unfortunately he's not able to go ahead and make it.
Yeah.
You know, which again is a sad point because we understand with him in that specific scene last week where the selfish intent, right, is that he knows that he needs to do this. This is more important to him than humanity itself, right? And it's sad knowing that he never gets to see it. Mm-hmm. But that's just the commander that he is. He understands that in order to get to that point, like he told Levi, use me as bait, right? Uh-huh. He's willing to risk his life in order for humanity to find that truth. And he did. And I think, unfortunately for me, that's the key, is that if Irvin never lays down his life and sacrifices himself, humanity as a whole will not be able to ever get to the cellar.
Yeah. If he lives, humanity dies. If he dies, humanity lives.
That's just how it is. Plain and simple.
Oh,
ultimately, he chose humanity.
Yeah.
Heise clarifies by saying Isayama can't see how good his work is.
Oh, the poor guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the poll, guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Thank you for all of you who voted. And yeah, that was difficult. Even though like I was like, oh yeah, we should ask them this. I didn't even know what my answer was going to be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, now moving on to the Q&A.
Which we took inspiration from our friend.
Yes, from our friend.
Batbat.
Batbat, yeah. Batbat, you've been the inspiration for a lot of these Q&As and polls. Yeah. Thank you.
Before we get to that Q&A, though, Josh also elaborates saying that. Go ahead, Zach, if you want to read that one.
So, Arpin says, comes down to that quote of the destination would be worth the journey, and we know that it definitely isn't because that basement brought about hell.
I guess that is kind of true, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the destination isn't worth the journey. Isn't the destination just the friends that we made along the way?
Yeah.
All right. So
what did Bat
Q&A that we got from Bat last week is, yeah, of course, Bat, is which character would be the worst grandparent? So we have first responses from friend of the show, Bobby7. Hello, Bobby. Bobby says, Zeke, that boy gonna tell stories of how I'm the last of my kind. Yeah, he would be that grandpa that's like, you know, I used to like try to like one up everyone. I'm the last of my kind.
Yeah.
Everyone else died in the rumbling.
Josh is giving his answer already. He's saying Flock would make the worst grandparent.
Yeah, no, I agree. So thank you for that, Bobby, for answering every week. Thank you. I am Storm, also known as Heise, here with us in chat, says Armin, because he'd be rizzing up grandmas instead of helping Grandpa Aaron with the walker.
Oh my God.
Armin over here just like with his wrinkled little, I mean, theoretically none of them are making it as grandparents because they're kind of all Titan users, but
yeah.
But it's nice to go ahead and think about it, you know, like
in an alternate universe. if they were able to live normal lives and be grandparents.
If Aaron is able to go ahead and stop that time span as the founder, hey, get a chance to go ahead and have them grow.
He controls all. Yeah. So thank you for that, Heise. Next we have from Hater Xenon, who is also with us here in chat. Josh, aka I Repent, says Connie, because he's an idiot. I like how simple that response is.
Yeah.
That's very funny. Thank you for that.
That is amazing.
Next we have from the show, Eddie Hinston. He's agreeing with Bobby. He says Zeke Yeager.
Oh, okay.
He says Zeke would make the... Yeah, I think Zeke would be sitting there calling everyone miscalculations.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And,
Jeez. The Eldian Empire.
Josh Flock would be great because he'd talk about the Eldian Empire. He'd be sitting there.
Back in my day.
I was a Jaegerist.
We used to follow this man called Aaron Yeager. Old legend.
So thank you for that, Eddie, and agreeing with Bobby. Absolutely. So we both have 2 votes for Zeke. And then last we have from Shiny Lowrantis. Hello again. They say, I feel like Levi would make a grumpy old man. Kenny would be a cool grandparent, though.
Yeah, Kenny would be an interesting grandparent for sure.
Because he wouldn't be as strong to like beat you up if Kenny was old, but he also would have like as sharp of a tongue, see life still in that goofy who gives a damn way, and he'd be very smart. Yeah. And then Levi would just be like,
Levi would go ahead and...
Because he's not able to, he'd be like, can you get the cobwebs?
Yeah, I would say Levi is putting you to work.
Yeah.
For sure.
I want this place spotless.
Yeah. No, for real. Levi, I could already see Levi being like the grandpa that's still cleaned, and he's like, I made cookies. Guys. Like, not even like the nice, like, I made cookies.
He's very serious, but he's also still a softie where it's like...
I made, like, literally in the middle of things, like, I made cookies because you were coming.
Yeah.
And then just sweeping.
And just like, oh, you did? Like, just eat them and don't make any crumbs.
Yeah.
I know. Eat them. If you leave crumbs, you're picking it up.
Walker.
He's already
Levi just walking up to the table.
Poking people with his cane.
And touching underneath the table. Mm-hmm. Looking it into the sunlight.
Yeah.
It's still dirty.
Yeah.
Clean it again.
He would have to hire people to clean because it would take him like a week to clean his house.
That grandchild being like, let me introduce you to my grandpa. Grandpa comes over. Your house is disgusting. And just in front of someone, you're like, nope.
Yeah. Yeah,
I guess Levi would be a good grandpa though. In general,
Levi again. He's like one of those people that shows you love in different ways. Tough love. But also there's that softy love where it's like, again, you're gonna spend all day cleaning, but then he's gonna be like,
here, I baked you some cookies for you cleaning all day. Just don't make a mess.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Have some tea with me.
Why he still
drinks it like this.
This time it's gonna be
Yeah. It's gonna be spilling out. He's gonna have like his arthritis finger stuck like this from carrying a tea cup all day.
Oh my.
Like he's not even gonna be carrying one. His hand's just gonna be like this at all times.
Yeah. With his stupid little like fascinations with like shit jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
He waves at someone.
I remember that Four Eyes I worked with. Yeah, she was funny.
He's gonna be laughing to himself.
Don't even get me started on that Irvin. Yeah. I had a lot of respect for him, but I was gonna break his dumb legs.
Right.
It would have been so hard for him to shit.
It's just gonna be one of those things.
Gonna be like, Grandpa, what are you talking about?
All you're gonna do is like, if we're the grandchildren, we're just gonna be staring at him while he's just talking to himself over his rocker or something like that.
No, literally, he's gonna be in his rocker, dusting it off with some tea.
Don't even get me started on that big monkey.
There was this big monkey.
Oh my god. There was this big monkey and he walks around with a beer gut.
No, he's gonna make his grandchildren all garden. You're like, no, listen, you're lucky I'm not making you go in those big ass trees.
Yeah, exactly. all the folk tales that the grandchildren aren't going to believe are real.
Yeah, it's just every once in a while. This reminds me back in my days in the war and like he's gonna be one of those like, Grandpa, what are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking
There's
about?
Big forest. There's a giant blonde naked lady running through it.
Yeah, I know the giant naked lady.
She took out all my friends.
She stumped my one true love
Imagine
out.
if he refers to his grandchildren as his Levi squad.
Yeah. He names it. This one's Otowo.
Yeah,
That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, great stuff.
I repent says untrue. Zeke is more familial than Aaron, because all Zeke wanted was to be a child, and he'd give that to his grandchildren. So Zeke slander will not be tolerated.
I thought it was like untrue. Zeke is more familia. I thought he was saying familia.
No, familial. Which basically means the same thing. Okay. He is more like family based. Yeah. Family oriented.
All Zeke wanted was to be a child.
The scene with him and Grisha.
Yeah. That one was that kind of changed my mindset on Zeke a little bit. Going ahead and seeing Grisha again, and kind of like thinking, oh shit, Zeke's gonna go ahead and be pissed at Grisha or something, whatever, and still hold on to those grudges. But then, like there was the twist of like Grisha literally like crying and sobbing and telling him like, you need to stop Aaron.
Yeah.
From here on out, he's gonna get everything he wants.
What?
You're not in control. You're not in control.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And to him, it's like everything's going peachy keen right as rain for Zeke in that moment.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, for sure.
You crazy old geezer.
I like the Grandpa's acting crazy again. Grandpa didn't take his meds.
Grandpa, go back to bed.
I liked earlier where it says, Josh saying, Zeke slander will not be tolerated. And then I had Jacob, neither will Phlox.
Neither will Phlox. Right.
Good stuff, guys. Yeah.
But yeah, those are all of the responses. Thank you guys for all of your responses. Who do you guys personally think would make the worst grandparent? Other than the obvious, like crappy people in the anime.
Yeah, I mean, I think thinking about it now, I think Levi is probably the one where it'd be like, damn, like, we're gonna go see Grandpa Levi again, and then he's gonna always be so serious with his, stories and stuff, and all that, and he's gonna go ahead and just put us to work and and stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we gotta go spend the weekend at Levi's.
Yeah,
because. He's gonna make us clean the whole place.
I think Otowo's already ancient. Otowo's the grandpa in the squad already.
Yeah, when he's literally the youngest in the squad, he just looks old.
Yeah.
Now this brings me to my next question. Who do you think? Actually, I'm gonna ask after you answer. Who do you think would make the worst?
So I have two answers.
Okay.
I have a goofy one, which I think Sasha would forget about her grandchildren. That's my first one. I feel like she's the grandma to be like, I'll take them for the day. Forget they're even there.
Okay.
And then they just like come down or come out of the room or they come back inside and Sasha's like, when did you get here?
Grandma, we're hungry.
I didn't realize
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Literally.
Grandma, can we have some of that?
And
just
make your own.
Your second answer?
Which we're gonna see.
Oh, it's like Grisha because he turned his kids into Titans.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of real.
He turned his kid into a Titan.
Yeah. That was actually gonna lead me to my next question. My next question was gonna be, who do you think would make the best grandparents? Because I was gonna say people like Hanji and Sasha. I feel like Sasha would be that grandma that just always has snacks, always has food, always.
I feel like she'd be a badass grandma.
It'd be like great just to be like, we're going over to Grandma Sasha's? Yes, like she always has food. She's gonna be the grandma that wants to like fatten you up, and then it's just like, okay, we're done eating. All right, we part ways now.
Food.
Yeah.
No, I feel like she'd be the badass grandma you want to go visit, but I feel like she would just forget that her grandkids are there half the time.
Which arguably would also make a good grandparent. Just to be like, yeah, we just hang out when we have to, and then I let them do their own thing.
Yeah, me?
It's true.
Who do I think? I mean, Historia, because then that means I'm royalty.
Oh, yeah.
That means I'm royalty.
Right.
No, honestly, yeah, I think Connie would be a really, really fun grandpa.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he'd be the fun grandpa.
Yeah.
Guys, you want to see what I can do?
His stories would be like Connie was like the greatest or whatever,
I know.
stuff like that, he'd be like,
yeah,
Connie the Great.
you know,
I kind of saved the world.
I was the fastest one. You know what they called me? They called me Little Captain Levi. I was kind of like the next Captain Levi and stuff. And oh man, hey, don't even get me started on that Sasha. Yeah, Sasha. You remember Grandpa? Or whatever. It's different stories and stuff. It'd be good stuff.
Combining the stories.
Oh my God.
I think the nicest grandpa.
I'd love that.
Be Armin.
Yes.
Armin would be the most caring, the nicest grandpa and stuff.
He'd be the most like sweet, gentle little.
I could see Grandpa Connie being like, and I still have this stuff called ODM gear that we fly around with. Watch me use it.
Yeah.
He'd be one of those grandpas that's like, here, take this book. It's so valuable to me. I want you to read it. And they're like, Grandpa, books aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
He goes,
in the
what, Grandpa?
future.
We actually have like. I don't know. I was gonna say because tablets obviously are a thing now, but I was gonna try to come up with something where it's like
We have holographic tablets now.
We have holographic meatloaf now.
Holographic meatloaf. Grandpa, we don't need your stupid books.
now, if I'm gonna say somebody does not deserve slander, I say Armin deserves no slander at all in this podcast.
Agreed.
Okay,
We are totally against Armin
Can't bash the
slander.
narrator.
you cannot do that. And also, are you saying that Sasha is a gilf? Is that what you're saying here, I say?
Oh my
Sasha
Lord.
is a gilf?
What about Peek as a grandma? She'd be a girl.
She wouldn't use a walker.
like-
She'd just crawl around her.
I feel like she wouldn't be able to move anymore. I feel like she would just be stuck in a wheelchair now because of all the time she's like constantly,
True.
her joints would be all just.
Doesn't mean that
done.
she wouldn't be a great grandma.
No, I know that, but she's not over my top.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think
Sorry.
my top would be Hanji. Because she would have the most fun stories and she would just constantly want to be like having fun doing something. Even though she's probably too old to.
Yeah.
And then I would say the worst grandpa would be why am I blanking on his name?
He's that bad, huh?
I'm blanking on his name. He's from season 1. Yeah, I'm gonna say the worst grandpa.
This is a deep cut. From season 1?
Yeah.
Talking about Kits?
No.
Oh.
How prominent of a character is it?
Not super.
Oh,
It's the one that the king that Pixis was playing.
Yeah, you're talking about freaking.
The king, the government official.
Crap, what is his name?
Who cares? That guy's just like I don't
It
know.
would make the worst grandpa.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He has status. He can at least buy his grandkids shit.
Yeah, I know.
He can at least buy his grandkids shit. I guess.
True. So I guess we'll talk to grandpa.
It's not like he's gonna
but
talk to
rich.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Gabi would be the worst. The worst grandma.
She doesn't exist. She's not real.
Yeah.
I want to go back
character.
though. I want to go back to Josh for Sasha. Caked up granny. Think about that for a second. One, yes, because of all the food she's gonna be
Yes.
eating is just all gonna go ahead and hit her
It's
all at once.
gonna go to her hip.
You want to know what she's gonna look like? She's gonna look like when Squidward ate too many Krabby Patties.
Oh my goodness.
That's gonna be your caked up.
All
my
gonna go to her
That's
hip.
gonna be your caked up. Oh,
Those
he's
are
talking
some
about Peak. Okay, never mind. Peak. Then okay, gotcha. Peak. But again, Peak, her joints gonna hurt so much. She's not gonna be able to go ahead. She's gonna be stuck over in a wheelchair. So you're not gonna be able to see no cake, bro.
Poor little girl.
I said, bro,
girl.
you shut up.
Bro, yeah.
You cannot stop Sasha from eating. She's gonna eat herself to a figure that resembles Squidward eating too many Krabby Patties.
Yeah, it's all gonna go to her hip.
Or what? It's
Yeah.
all gonna go to my hips.
Man.
Yeah,
Seeing
there we
that
go.
for the first time completely caught me off guard.
Read Josh says random background characters don't count, Lex.
What? He's not a random background. He was probably.
We literally don't ever see him again after that.
Okay, then.
Aaron says fine with me.
Then Dino Reeves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Then he would make the worst grandpa.
I like it. You know what? Hey, what about Flago being a good grandpa?
I think he would make a great grandpa.
I think it would be a good grandpa.
Yeah.
You know what I think would be a good grandpa? Nicolo.
Yeah.
Constantly have food.
Yeah.
Variety. Fattening up his grandchildren.
Him and Sasha as grandma and grandpa. He would be the caring grandpa, and Sasha would be the grandma who would
Sasha
just
would be
forget.
especially
they're
kicked
there.
up if she was married to him. Because he'd be like, yep, keep eating. Keep eating.
I got a girl that low-key no one picks. He goes, I'm getting Rico.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think Rico's into flock types.
Yeah. Sorry,
Isis.
Yeah. She's not into Jaegerists.
but thank you all who answered for the Q&A.
Yeah, thank you all. Let's give it up for our
Thank
friends.
you.
And thank you, Bat for the Q&A.
Yes, huge shout out to Bat.
For the Q&A question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bat with the Q&A question for this week. Thank you so much for the inspiration, and who knows what we have for you guys next week. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe we'll get the inspiration from this podcast episode. Yeah, but it was a good one. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Look forward to more Fridays and Saturdays on the Instagram story at Attack the Talk Podcast.
Yep.
Every single week.
Good stuff, guys. All right, so how you guys feeling? You ready to go ahead and get into the episode?
I'm ready.
All right, keep it going.
Ready.
Aiden does not laugh too well.
Heiser says, she will once she sees the Eldian Empire that replaces where the walls once stood.
That was very, that's kind of aggressive there, man.
I know.
I think you're coming on.
It's kind of
A
giving.
little hostile.
Coming on a little too strong there,
That's
my
kind of
friend.
giving Shottis or Sodis the whole like, she will recognize me once I'm commander.
I just need to get promoted.
Yeah,
It's
once
fine.
I'm
It'll
promoted,
happen.
she'll
I just need to
understand.
build a whole new country.
Yeah.
and then,
then she'll love
she's
me.
gonna be married with.
And then she can be married, or once you get promoted, all that good stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so much fun.
And then you're gonna be splattered all over the railroad.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen. It just has to happen.
Beautiful. All right, so we recapped part of what happened last week, right? Talking about
Discussion with Irvin and Levi.
yeah, talking about that discussion, right? But what was also important to the story was that Levi now has a very important responsibility, right? And that is something that we mentioned about if Irvin didn't go, Zeke might have this responsibility, or he might have taken this power, and that is something that Kenny himself gave to the scout, specifically Captain Levi. So, of course, it only made sense for Captain Levi himself to go ahead and take care of this of this tool, of this weapon, right? And
Very valuable tool.
we know how valuable it is by the decision that happens, right? We know that it's something that is going to be very, very important to the story, right? Some may scream at their TV, right?
Right.
Because of the decision.
Like,
But-
what are you doing?
It's one of those things where Levi now holds that responsibility because Premier Zachary asked Irvin himself if he would be the one to go ahead and protect this this tool, this weapon, and Irvin felt that the shape that he's in right now, when he wouldn't be the best, the most suitable candidate to go ahead and protect this the syringe, the power of the Titans, right? And he wanted to give it to somebody who is essentially. Can't remember exactly what he says. He describes him as like the. He's not just like, oh, he's the strongest. He's just no. He actually explained that the person who should go ahead and care for this is going to be.
Oh, I think it was the person with the highest chance of surviving.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of what it is. Yeah.
Survival also understands like the weight that it carries, knows the context of everything, is in the front lines, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Who Irvin
valuable.
asked
This
Levi.
goes to the MVP.
Yeah, and then Levi pretty much was like, "So, are you asking me, or are you giving, or is this an order, right?" And then, so Levi now has responsibility, right? So that's important for reasons I explained because of what happens later on. And then we have Irvin himself coordinating a meeting with squad leaders and talking about the steps that they're going to take to go back to that wall as they make their preparations, right? But before they go ahead and do that, they want to celebrate.
Yeah,
They want to have a nice little feast of meat.
a little bit of a little break, which is something that they have not had in a long time.
And it's just to go ahead again, just kind of keep morale. Like, hey, look, Like, if we're going to go ahead and do this big
Been
mission,
horrible.
we got to go ahead and, let's butter up the scouts a little bit. Let's let them go ahead and just enjoy.
Let's get them riled up.
I know you guys have all been through absolute hell, and you guys are probably extremely mentally.
They're like let's pull out the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's grab the meat.
Here's some meat. Hello,
what's up, Eddie? What's up, dude? Long time no see, my friend.
Isa says, Aaron Yeager
is here. What's up, Eddie? How have you been, my friend? I feel like we haven't been able to go and talk to you in a while, man. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully you're having a good Labor Day weekend, and thank you so much for joining us. We're about to go ahead and jump into the story, and we just did a quick little recap, and I think we covered all the important points, right?
Yeah. The biggest thing really was the discussion.
Yeah, the discussion, of course. Yeah.
But
Me and Eddie talked about the live action.
Oh, really?
He sent me a voice message, but he disagrees with us.
But the live action adaptation?
He's not a big fan.
Okay.
Which I totally understand.
But you know what this is coming from? This is coming from the mindset of somebody who wants to be a filmmaker, wants to go ahead and be, a director, and somebody who wants to himself direct the live action Attack on Titan, right?
Meanwhile, our expectations were so low because of all the
of just, again, all the terrible
anime adaptations that we've seen.
Yeah.
So no, I totally understand where he's coming from. Yeah, that was just fascinating to hear, and I was like, interesting. Okay.
So interesting, yeah. Which if he thinks that this is bad and it can be better, I can only imagine what the Attack on Titan one would go ahead and be.
Live action.
Yeah. So then again, that'd be incredible. All right, very very cool. I mean, to each their own. Like I said, it's a must watch. You're gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. It's just simple as that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So very very cool. But I don't know why. I'm just remembering. Did we have and this goes back to the Q&A and or the poll, but did we have somebody go out there and message us?
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're so right. I was gonna check that out. Let me.
Yeah. So before we go ahead and jump, we're gonna go ahead and kind of do a quick little rewind and see if we got any more messages. I think it is our most recent one because it was requested, and then I think I just.
Oh yes. For the poll that we did, we got a message from user Lily Rose Wright.
Okay.
Says, Levi, just because Irvin would have lived, and my biggest ship in life ever is me and Irvin. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she is very much valuing the fact that it's like, I think that Irvin living is the best possible answer, so I vote for Levi.
Yeah.
Break his legs and make him stay.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you have selfish intent, that's what it is.
Point.
I mean, that's what Irvin was arguing. He had selfish intent, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Eddie sent us a cool little message. It says, hey, I've just been working 24/7, but fortunately I'm able to join you guys tonight. Hey, Zach. I didn't mean anything bad when I sent that voice message. I saw just a little snippet that my brother-in-law showed me, but I can't just go ahead and judge because I haven't even seen the anime, but I know the directors are the best they can yet. I will say this, though. If you've only seen a snippet of it, you need to go ahead and kind of just see it in its, at least get a couple episodes under your belt to go ahead and kind of get a good general idea as far as like what to expect. Because you can get a good idea early on. You're like, oh, okay, so they're not going to really follow the story. Or, oh, okay, these characters are going to be a different take,
Even the fact that it's 8 episodes covering 2 whole volumes.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. It makes total sense. And I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying anything bad from it. Like, I feel like you as a director would be a lot more stingy than I would. So, like, I could totally understand if you didn't. But if you haven't seen it, go ahead and give it a watch. I still suggest you watch the anime so you know what to expect, at least going into it. But
It's like I said, we also have probably lower expectations because
definitely
of what's been going on in the past with anime adaptations.
Yeah,
so
that is very true. Like Death Note. Ooh.
Death Note, yeah.
And the previous like Tokyo Ghoul ones, Attack on Titan ones, they just were not it.
Yeah, it's too bad.
But
Full Metal Alchemist.
But thank you for the context, Eddie.
So was that the only one that we had, Lex?
Yeah, that was the only message.
Cool. So shout out. Thank you so much for that message.
But thank you for that, Lily.
All right, without further ado, guys, we're going to go ahead and talk about this episode. Again, guys, this is Season 3, Episode 12. This is Night of the Battle to Retake the Wall. And this is Part 2 of our episode breakdown discussion. which means that next week we'll go ahead and we will, we're going to go ahead and get to the closing part of this episode, which is going to be very, very important for many reasons. But before we get to that point, we got to go and talk about what's happening here, and that is celebrating the night before. Yeah. Heisey has an interesting question. What the heck? If I could have a continental breakfast, I'd have one with Bakugo, Gojo, All Might, Kirishima, Denki, Gojo, Fushiguro, Eren, and Flock.
Okay.
Interesting. Wow.
That's an insane gathering of people.
That did not take much convincing. Eddie says, okay, I'll give in and give One Piece a try.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go again,
Right.
just watch, you'll get a good idea as far as the live action anime, right? The live action adaptation, I should say. About the story, and if you watch all eight episodes, I would imagine that you are going to probably get just the important details.
Yeah.
You know, again, what Oda himself, again, it's very important to note that the creator, Oda Sensei, was the one to give all the approvals about the story that the live action is going to be showing, right? Is that if you have the creator involved, then you can only hope that's going to be good, right? So I think that's how things should be. If you're going to have an adaptation of something, then have the creator also involved in the process. Just saying, because that is the case.
As true to the source material as you can.
Yeah, because that's the case, give it a shot. Bad. Whoa, that would be a good poll question.
Already
Who would you
typing
have
it.
a continental breakfast with?
Already typing it.
Beautiful.
Locked and loaded. No.
I
Right.
literally was thinking about that too when I first read it. I was like, that could be a poll question.
Yeah, very, very cool. So,
And
hi,
Bat,
thank you so
we were
much
on
for
the
that.
same wavelength. See,
Yeah.
Bat, that's this is why you have so many poll questions.
Yeah.
We just you just get me, man.
I love it. Okay, you all three can come too. We get to join you in the continental breakfast. That's awesome.
Yeah, all right, you guys can come.
So that's a cool question to have. So we'll hopefully get some good answers next week. Very, very cool. So store it in the brain. Think about it. Think about your choices. We'd love to go and find out who you guys want to go to breakfast with. Alrighty. So let's do this, guys. Here we go. What happens the night before they go to retake the wall?
The eve of retaking the wall.
Yes. We continue the episode as Squad Leader Harold can be heard announcing, "This may be a special night, but we don't need the public knowing our plans. So behave like the disciplined soldiers you are." And here we are in this ceremony hall room, are all of our scouts sitting at tables, and we see that on these tables, in front of them, is meat. Sweet, savory meat. Connie sitting next to Sasha as they both just drool. Connie cannot believe it as he says,
What? No way. Is that? It is. It's meat.
Sasha just staring at it, mind blown. She asks herself,
Am I dreaming?
and then Harold, who it happens every single
Dramatic effect.
time.
No, it wasn't my phone.
Oh, okay.
It was my hydro.
Okay.
The bottle.
Because normally the hydro.
I heard it, and I was like, uh-oh, that's got to be a phone.
Yeah, normally it's not on the floor. Normally it's up here, but it's a little far today.
Okay.
So it's on the floor.
So squad leader Harold, who helped prepare the feast for the scouts, prepares to make a toast. All right, here's to retaking of Walmaria. A toast! And then immediately, the soldiers all begin feasting. But Harold, not expecting them to jump at the first opportunity, reacts, Huh? Wait! And then another person that helped prepare the feast, squad leader Dirk, tries to calm things down.
Calm down. Everyone will get some, okay?
And then the chaos begins. A soldier argues, Hey, a piece that big counts as two. And the other soldier,
Well, I'm with two of you on the battlefield, so I think I should get it, your portion.
and then the soldier now says, like hell. And then the next scene illustrates a carnivorous monster at its purest form. We see Sasha in an absolute eating frenzy as she has an entire stack of meat, trying to devour it before anybody else even has the chance. And then it looks like Connie literally has Sasha in a chokehold, while Jean, he's just desperately trying to pry the meat from Sasha's clutches. Connie and Jean both have panic in their eyes as they wrestle the monster known as Sasha. Jean tells her,
"What the hell do you think you're doing, Potato Girl? No way are we gonna let you pull this shit."
And then Connie, with desperate tears in his eyes, tells her as he tightens the chokehold,
"Drop the meat, Sasha, come on! I really don't want to have to kill you."
And then Jean is able to pry that stack of meat from Sasha's bite as her saliva just flies into the air. Jean tells her,
"You can't eat the whole thing alone, you pig."
But then, the monster state of mind that Sasha is in, she chomps down on Jean's hand.
"Ah! You're eating me! My hand! My hand!"
And then Connie tries to reason with her.
"Sasha! That meat is John! We don't eat our friends, okay?"
And then Marlo, eating his meat with manners and observing Sasha fighting Connie and Jean, says, "What? Does the Scout Regiment never get any meat? Really? That's just sad." But then Sasha reacts by punching Marlo directly in the face as blood sprays from his nose. Now Mikasa, annoyed of the banter, says,
Connie, would you just knock her out already?
Connie responds,
"I'm trying! It's like her mind shut down, but she's still moving somehow."
And then Hanji and the other squad leaders we see are at a table of their own, enjoying their meat while watching all of this chaos. Squad leader Dirk says,
"Hey, I think we've got casualties."
Hanji responds,
Whose brilliant idea was it to serve meat again?
and then squad leader Harold says, "I guess now we know what happens when we blow the whole food budget for 2 months on one night of celebrating." And then the next scene is Aaron and Connie tying a knocked out Sasha, who we see has tape covered over her mouth. They're tying her to this wooden post. Aaron tells Connie, "That should do it," as he secures the rope. Connie responds,
"She finally wore herself out. Jeez, can you believe this, freak? It's crazy to think she once offered to share meat with everybody."
Then Aaron asks, "What? She did?" And Connie tells Aaron.
"Yeah, 4 months ago, when we were servicing the cannons."
And now Aaron can be seen trying to remember. And then we see that moment, we see that memory, as Sasha tells the group.
I totally just helped myself to the officer's pantry.
Everyone gasps in fear.
It'll be fine. Just look at it this way. Pretty soon, we'll take back all the room we need for livestock.
And as Aaron recalls that moment, he also recalls what happens shortly after, when we see the sudden emergence of the Colossal behind him. We hear the quotes. Go ahead, Zach.
"They're gonna get in. They're gonna get in. They're gonna get in."
Aaron says, "He's gone." And Bertolt says, "In the moment, I felt sorry for you." And then we go back to Aaron, who's remembering, as Connie has to shake him to try to snap him out of it.
"Hey!"
And then Aaron snaps out of it and then tells Connie, "It's hard to believe that it's only been 4 months." Then Connie responds boastfully,
"Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but think, that's all it took for us to make Levi's squad. How's that for climbing the ranks?"
and we see that that's actually able to put a smile on Aaron's face, as Aaron now playfully responds, "It's all because you're a genius."
"Damn straight I am."
And then Aaron now tells Connie, "Come on, let's eat before it gets cold." But as Aaron and Connie wrap up their conversation, Sasha can be seen slowly waking up. She wakes up and begins screaming while the tape covers her mouth. Do you want to give a little bit of an example, Lex? Good job, Lex. So, the scene now changes as Jean now tells a person sitting at the table,
"Don't you get it? You've got no experience. That's why you're in the rear guard, rookie."
And then the person that John is speaking to is Marlowe. As Marlowe responds, I may be less knowledgeable than the rest of you, but isn't the Vanguard the best place to learn how the enemy moves? And John sarcastically responds,
What's this? You think that you can lecture a veteran about self-sacrifice?
And Marlowe now asks, isn't that what makes us effective? Being willing to put ourselves in harm's way? And John tries to explain.
Listen, everyone starts out as a recruit, okay? If we throw recruits in the battle like cannon fodder, then they'll all be too dead to learn. And that's why for now, it's your job to watch and learn from the rear, so you can make it back in one piece.
John now says, teasing Aaron.
The ones who really suck are the suicidal maniacs who think their only way to fight is to charge in blind, right?
And as Aaron finishes taking a drink, he turns to ask John, are you talking about somebody in particular? And John smirks and tells Aaron,
Yeah, I'm looking right at him, suicidal maniac.
And Aaron now tells John, you see, the funny thing is that I recently discovered that I'm actually a pretty normal person. So, hey, if that's how you really see me, then maybe you're just a coward. Right, John? And Armin, who's sitting in between both Aaron and John, has this look on his face, like he knows what is exactly about to happen next. And then they both erupt in combat as they each have a handful of each other's shirt. John yells at Aaron,
You think you're so cool, don't you, you piece of shit?
and Aaron yells back, that's a pretty shaggy looking mane you're growing there, horse face. An annoyed Armin stuck in the middle says, what's with you two? And Connie tells them both nonchalantly as if this is just a normal occurrence.
Try not to kill each other.
Then John yells at Aaron,
You jerk!
and Aaron yells back, you're gonna rip my shirt! Then Marlowe, continuing to observe this new scout life, asks, what the hell are those two doing? And then we see Aaron land a solid punch to John's gut. And then John retaliates.
You bastard!
And then John lands a punch of his own straight to Aaron's gut. And now, neighboring scouts begin watching and cheering for either Aaron or John. Squad leader Dirk takes notice.
Looks like we've got to fight.
Squad leader Harold responds, I told the idiots to behave. Then John and Aaron continue fighting as Aaron has John pinned against the wall. And then, we both see that they're tired. As John tells Aaron,
Yeah, but seriously, if you didn't have Titan powers, you'd be dead 10 times over. Although I guess Mikasa would have swooped in every time to save your worthless ass. You so eager to die?
and then once hearing that, Aaron drops his guard for a second.
Fine, then I'll kill you.
And then John pushes Aaron off of him and punches him again in the gut. And Aaron, in pain, responds, yeah, okay, give it your best shot. And then Aaron responds with a punch of his own. And Aaron continues his assault. You ought to start showing your mom some more respect, John boy. And then they trade body blows. And John,
Would you forget that?
and Aaron says in pain, never. And then Armin, and this crowd of scouts now all gathered watching, asks, should we let them keep going? And Mikasa, standing there next to Armin watching, responds,
I think it's fine.
and then we see time passes. And we see an exhausted Aaron and an exhausted John, both panting, looking at each other. Aaron wonders himself, why isn't anybody stopping us? And then John wonders,
How long is this gonna go on? Shit, I think I'm gonna barf up my meat.
and as Armin and Mikasa and the other scouts watching have big smiles on their face, someone decides to finally intervene. Captain Levi tells the two, hey. And what follows is a swift Captain Levi kick to the gut for Aaron and an uppercut to the gut for John. Aaron and John both drop to the floor in pain, and Levi tells the room, that's enough celebrating. Go to bed. And we hear John barfing in the background. And Levi says, and clean that up. And the room yells out, yes, sir. as the room disperses and as the room clears, we can still see Sasha tied up. She squirms and tries to yell, hoping to catch somebody's attention. Go ahead, Lex. But no luck. And then the scene ends.
Thought about her.
Poor girl.
Good.
What an eventful, kind of a nice change of pace.
Yes.
How ironic with me saying that she would be the one to forget her grandkids and they forgot her.
Yeah.
So, one, we talked about how this is going to be a night of celebrating right before they go ahead and head back to Walmaria, right? Mm-hmm. And we know that the scouts themselves, right? Mm-hmm. They're not able to go ahead and celebrate. They're not able to go ahead and enjoy just a nice night of having like essentially like a steak, having a nice meat, right?
Yeah.
Whereas with Marlo, who we see later on, is like, wait, like they don't get to eat meat? Or we know with the military police, they love eating on the job. They love drinking on the job, right?
Because they're in the innermost wall, they're able to get nicer, luxurious things.
Yeah. You know, and for sure.
And also, it's hard for scouts when they're out on missions to take meat because it'll spoil quicker than bread would.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, so unfortunately, to the surprise of these squad leaders who were so kind to go ahead and set up this event, right, for their soldiers, all chaos ensues. Everything bad happens as soon as the toast is literally before it's even done. Before the toast is even done, he just a toast and just everybody's just like, I know. They need to go ahead and just fight for the scraps and stuff like that. You know, like
taking Walmaria.
Yeah, you know, it's supposed to be a nice celebratory. Like we literally have we see fat soldiers trying to go ahead and eat, for two people, whereas one of the guys was like literally like, hey, like that piece of meat, that's a portion worth two people, and that guy you just like, oh yeah, well I'm twice the person, twice the soldier you are,
so I get twice
the weight. So
Heisei is asking, are we seeing that scary, creepy scene? If you're referring to Sasha and her monster state of mind, then yeah. But no, if you're referring to the end credits scene, then no. We're going to go ahead and kind of just be introduced to it probably next week, and then we're going to focus on it the week after that. So that's probably what's going to end up happening. But
because it's going to be a conversation.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But damn, yeah, so these scouts, man, they aren't able to go ahead and have celebratory meals like this one, because what is there to celebrate? They're always going through
some sort of crisis,
failures and some sort of crisis, or just losing people, like how are you going to celebrate coming back from the walls when you've lost people, right? You can't do that, that's just unfortunately they don't get to go ahead and celebrate the nice things. Like Lexi said it with the military police, I mean, they are over in the innermost wall, right? They're never over in that
line of fire, basically.
Line of fire. They're never in a situation where lives are going to be lost unless they drink themselves to death or something, or who knows, whatever the case
really
is, or
party a bit too hard.
I don't know if overdoses are a thing over there and stuff, but
a really intense pinochle game.
Yeah, exactly.
With a knife.
And obviously there's crime as well too, but I mean, obviously it's not as significant over in the other portions of the walls, especially over in Walmaria, where they are the outermost wall, right?
Yeah.
But damn, these I would hate to go ahead and get in the middle of any of these scouts, let alone Sasha herself, right?
Yeah.
Can we talk about Sasha? And how she just goes full on,
she's
just
kind
like
of the
beast
star
mode.
of the scene.
She's actually like, this is her Titan form.
Yeah,
like this is her.
Kind of insane how it's not even like a purposeful intent. Like her body just does it.
It's all reactive towards.
Like when Connie finally was able to knock her out, and it was basically it was like the metaphor of the lights are, or not the lights are on but nobody's home. He basically was saying her body is shut down, but it's still moving. Like it's still going like a headless chicken.
Even the look on her face, she is clearly
eyes rolling back.
Yeah, the eyes are just like such a just like in autopilot mode.
Yeah, her body literally said autopilot engaged. Eat as much as you can.
Yeah,
consume.
Went into full survival mode.
Her consciousness went on hibernation, and all that mattered.
Exactly.
Food.
And you go ahead and you see that scene. Like literally, if they were to go ahead and have present the meal to you, and they have just a stack of these these steaks, let's just call them steaks or whatever, she literally is has the entire stack.
Yeah.
She's getting ready to go ahead and eat it like freaking, corn on the cob type style,
Yeah.
like whatever.
She's eating it like it's a burger.
Yeah, like it's a
whole
burger,
thing.
And then like, which person would you want to be in this scenario?
Not Jean.
Connie or Jean?
Connie.
Connie? Yeah.
Because
I don't
Jean
wanna get bit.
literally, like, because she was so in autopilot, just there's meat in the area, like, and Connie's response of, no, that meat is Jean. We don't eat our friends.
Our friends, not food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious answer is Connie because again, you're trying to go ahead.
I think I'd rather be Mikasa actually. Sitting there
rather
watching,
be-
just being
yeah.
like,
Anybody
let 'em
but those two.
Yeah,
Anybody but those two.
yeah, for sure. Would you rather be the Jean in that situation, or it isn't a fair one? I know the answer to this one too, but just for the sake of it, I'm gonna ask anyway. The Jean in the situation, or the Armin in the situation of being stuck in the middle of Jean and Eren?
Armin.
Yeah.
I know that Armin is sitting there thinking a million miles a minute, being like,
Oh,
should
I
I stop
know.
them? What's going on? Is his regeneration? Is he regenerating? He is. Okay, got it. Like, he's like going a million miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just have, I like Hanji's little, whose bright idea was it to do this again? Like, you don't think that this, like, did you not think this was going to happen?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
or they did, and they're like, we need entertainment. It's been a minute since
Yeah,
I've
that's
laughed.
true. Yeah.
That could be why they're so casual about it. They're like, yeah.
I think it's kind of just a formality, like they're acting like they're like concerned about it because they go ahead and they say things, but they're not doing anything to stop them. It's kind of like, oh, there's another fight. Oh, here we go. Whatever the case is, like, oh, maybe somebody should stop them or whatever. But they're still literally eating midway through it.
Yeah. Oh no, the table.
Yeah.
Broken.
But speaking of smiling and laughing again, now seeing Jean and Eren doing their usual back and forth. They're arguing.
They're such an old granny couple.
Their fight, right? How
Old
good is it?
I love it.
How good is it to see Eren like this again? Because we have been seeing the Eren who's just like,
He's slowly
We haven't
getting
seen it in
number
so
and
long.
number.
yeah,
And even like Connie being like, yeah, do you remember 4 months ago? Like trying to remember good old days.
And he was like, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
4 months?
Yeah. Like even
Wow.
like hearing that, like even as viewers, we're like,
It feels like it's
4
true.
months?
that's a good
Ever.
I
point.
feel like it's been 4 years.
Yeah, like literally,
Yeah.
that's a good point to go ahead and even bring up, like the whole idea of the timeline and what we've been covering up to that point of where that moment happened, where we see that memory of Sasha stealing that meat from the pantry. To know that Connie says that was 4 months ago, like so much has happened.
It's been
So
a
much.
jam-packed 4 months.
Like
there's-
that's insane.
And that even just puts in perspective how much this meat day meant to them because they have been literally non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 4 months. Eating those
Absolutely
little
mental.
those little cracker rations.
Yeah.
But of course that leads Eren into his little Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah, I mean, but rightfully so though, because of that moment. I mean, he's trying to go recall like a funny moment, but what is it followed by immediately? It's followed by
immediately the Colossal's there.
yeah,
And right when Eren is thinking that he's gonna avenge everything, he's gonna get his revenge, gone. And then chaos ensues.
and then we get 3 quotes.
And
I mean,
a lot of people die.
we get 3 quotes, right? Starting with Connie, where saying, he's saying that they're gonna get in, right? And obviously the next one is Eren. He's gone. Obviously referring to
When
the Colossal.
the disappearing
Yeah.
act.
Connie himself here is referring to the pure Titans that are now going to go ahead and enter into the walls, right?
Yeah.
And then we have Bertold, which is saying a moment that isn't even necessarily from that scene that we see at that
it's
time. It's
when
something we
they're
see
in
later on,
their bunks.
Yeah.
right? We see him literally like escaping, but the quote is exactly from when
Oh,
they
no.
captured
Yeah.
Eren and Ymir, and they're hiding over in the trees in the forest of giant trees, and Aaron's trying to get understand why.
Isn't that when he's Stumpy Eren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like Bertold tells him, like, essentially, like, in that moment, I felt sorry for you. And that moment is talking about
When they were
losing
all
his
in
mom.
their little the little training arc
Yeah.
in the bunk beds, telling him like, yeah, my mom got eaten by like after the.
That was literally that was the moment when Eren was opening up, because you're right. That was when
he saw them as like mentors, like big brothers.
Yeah.
That was when Eren was telling him a story, and then like Eren's trying to understand why they're doing this because he thought he trusted them.
What did you think when I told you about the story with my mom?
Yeah.
And that was Bertolt's response.
Yeah, he's like, I almost felt
in
bad.
the moment.
Yeah, like I felt sorry for you.
Sorry for you.
And obviously
Being
Eren
the
was
one
like,
that
"What?"
caused it in the first place. Also, nature called.
Oh, you gotta go?
Nature
oh yeah,
called.
for sure.
Nature's called and he's gonna answer.
But I think though that like
Answer that call.
these 3 quotes were given for this moment because obviously of the importance and what they represent, right? And again, Connie's saying what he's saying because the breach happens, right? And this is.
I think that I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
I was going to say that this breach is what brings the Titans in.
Yeah.
Right. But this obviously is what leads to Eren having his first victory. The humanity having their first victory with Eren, using his Titan ability to be able to seal the breach.
Abilities like same-day abilities.
Yeah. So it's something that where it's like, okay, something bad, right, happens, but we're able to go and have a step towards,
humanity's first victory.
Yeah. Right. And then I'll get to the next point, but you want to go ahead and chime in on that?
What I was gonna say was that like those 3 quotes, I feel like really speak volumes on how much they've all grown, because you can see that their first reaction, like obviously, so like very understandably so, is panic. Like, dude, this is like our first day really on the field, and there's a breach by the Colossal. Like, and obviously all the reactions are panic and like despair because it seems hopeless.
Yeah.
And then now, obviously, they still have a little bit of like the whole like worried state of mind if something were to happen, but they're much more headstrong and they've really grown a lot in just those 4 months. Unfortunately, it took a lot of trauma to grow like that, but I think that this scene also really highlights like how much they've developed as characters.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you talked about it, like a lot of those characters. I mean, Connie, for example, when he's saying this, he's in full panic mode. He doesn't even help out in trying to go ahead and pursue the Colossal, right? And then
none of them do. The only one that moved was
Eren.
Eren.
And then you have like even with I can't help but recall, Armin, where he's supposed to be filling up those fuel tanks, and we see him literally shaking with
like
fear.
He can't do it.
So it's a good point. Lexi just brought up a good point about talking about how these 3 quotes pretty much go ahead and kind of remind us about, this has been 4 months, right? But how much character development has happened to these characters since that time,
That their first
And that's exactly what John was saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what John was saying.
Explaining it to
you have
Marlo.
no idea. Yeah. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like,
Which
we've
Eddie
been through way more.
Eddie himself in chat says, fucking Marlo.
Yeah.
Literally. Like,
Who invited this guy?
You have no clue what we've been through or what we've
Yeah.
had to
Doesn't know our lore.
what we've learned.
Yeah.
You got to get to know their lore, man.
Yeah, for sure. Lex, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that fan behind you too, please.
Of course.
Do Titans have a digestive system? Titan poop? No.
No,
Yeah.
they do not have.
There's
We have talked
They
about
don't
this
have-
before.
They just have a bowl of hot soup.
Yeah, it's a
they-
bowl of just soup
And that
of
hot
dead
soup
bodies,
is-
and
yeah,
they
dead bodies
regurgitate it.
And
Yeah,
blood.
when they get full and they hit their limit, they just puke it all back up.
Yep.
Even though this makes me think of the scene where Rhina makes that, back before we knew who Rhina was.
Yeah.
He makes that reference of the like, we're gonna stick my sword up their ass. And Connie goes, wait, did I miss a day in class? Is there a new weak spot that I don't know about?
Is that how you stop them?
Yeah, is that a new weak point
Can I
that I
just
don't
stab
know
their
about?
butts?
Yeah.
It's like, no, Connie, you're taking things too literal.
Yes,
He was making a joke.
But that is panic, like literal mindset,
Yeah,
where he's like, oh my
very
god,
literal panic
is that how you
response.
stop him? Oh my gosh. But like now, I mean, Connie now would go ahead and kind of just know, obviously he would just
Yeah.
joke around as well too,
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, these quotes I feel like are very important, because even with the second one talking about he's gone, like that's when we realize that the Colossal himself can just vanish like that because of the traitor that is Bertold, right? And which is why the next one we see is we talked about that quote about Bertold telling Eren, right? How he's just like he felt bad for him. So again, the fact that we get those 3 quotes in this specific moment where Eren's trying to recall this, what Connie's bringing up as kind of like a fun memory, right? Whereas all Eren could think about was
Eren's just
this traumatic
Literally had
experience.
PTSD
Yeah.
and flashback.
Yeah, and but regardless though, Connie's able to bring out that kind of he's able to make Eren smile.
If anyone can
Yeah.
do it, it's gonna be Connie.
Yeah, because what do we have
Their
here?
little cue ball.
Because I like it because Connie goes and he even talks about how it's like boastfully like, after realizing it's been 4 months, he's just kind of crazy. But to think that's all it took for us to make the Levi squad.
Yeah.
Hey, how's that for
Aren't
climbing
we
the ranks?
so good?
You know?
Like we're badasses. We're
It's like
badasses.
you were saying, where it was like, oh yeah, when Connie's a grandpa, all his stories are going to be how he's the main character. How he's the hero. Like, yeah, I made the Levi squad, and it was basically like 4 months. It was basically 3 months. It was basically like a week. So I basically was Levi squad on day one of my day.
And then they changed it to the Connie squad.
Yeah,
for sure.
Everyone just had that inside joke, It was really the Connie squad.
we really just kept the name Levi as a label, but it was the Connie squad.
Yeah, definitely. And then again, the moment now where Aaron himself smiles, and he even kind of like in the scene itself, he like rubs like the top of Connie's head, and is like, yeah, it's because you're a genius, you know. And so it's cool to go ahead and see Aaron.
And Connie probably heard him say that and was like, "You're right. I am a genius."
He even says, "Damn straight I am."
You're damn straight.
I totally am, dude. Finally, someone recognizes it.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, he's so funny.
Love Connie.
We love him.
So now let's go ahead and talk about what happens afterwards, which of course is Jean and Aaron, right?
Actually, Jean already has an injury. He's coming in injured with a bite taken out of his hand.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude's coming in trying to fight someone that can regenerate with a Sasha bite out of his hand.
The confidence this man has going into it. He's like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm ready.
Trying to punch him in the gut
ready.
with his hand that just got bitten by a meat demon.
Take the Sasha cooties.
Yeah. Knowing full well that he's a Titan. And he even says so during the fight. Where he's like, if you weren't a Titan, dude, you would be dead
like
10 times over.
Yeah, for sure. Which, I mean, he's got a point for sure.
Yeah.
You'd have been dead episode.
No, and then
like halfway through the season 1.
No, literally.
Season 1.
No, and then freaking he spits even more facts by saying, actually, maybe not, because Mikasa would have come in to save your ass, like something like that. And it's like, he's right. Like, not even Mikasa says anything. She's just like, let him fight. Let it happen.
I will say this fight actually starts because Jean is speaking with Marlo, right?
Yeah.
He explained to Marlo because Marlo himself, Marlo, he's trying to fit in. He wants to go ahead, and he's obviously sitting at this table, right? And who, if we can remember, who do we have sitting at this table? We have Connie, we have Jean, we have Armin, Aaron, we have
Sasha. Well, no,
Sasha was, but now
Sasha's tied up.
I don't know if I said Mikasa already, but we have Mikasa.
You did not say
so it's like the Levi squad. Yeah, the Levi squad, right?
The Levi squad gets their own table.
And then Marlo is here at this table, right? So understandably so, Marlo's trying to go ahead and fit in by trying to reason with them, like, hey, look, like, I don't want to be in the rear guard. I want to be in pretty much I want to be in the front lines with you guys.
Yeah.
I do kind of like Marlo's ideals when he's saying this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it really shows where his morality is at. It just sucks because it's very optimistic, and optimism is not something
Optimism gets you dead.
Counts. Yeah,
The thing
optimism
is,
kills you.
it's such a hard concept for him to wrap his head around, because in his head, he's like, I've been trained. I went through the same. Because like we said, it's only been 4 months. He's like, I've been through the same amount of training as you guys.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he has gone through and essentially went to war with the scouts, but that wasn't war against the Titans. That was war against the government.
Yeah, against the
And
government.
it wasn't war against Titan users.
Yeah.
Which is the big
a
thing.
whole nother
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. So
Like, his heart's in the right place, but man,
so
he does not know what
It
he's
shows that he's
doing.
still got that little twinkle in his eye. He's still got that light shining.
Need to burn that shit out quick.
And it's gonna get snuffed
We need
pretty
to
quick.
Snuff that shit.
but yeah, I mean, so again, to clarify here, the front lines is not necessarily front lines. It's like the vanguard is what he wants to be a part of, right? He's stuck in the rear guard. But anyway, so then, yeah, I mean, Jean tells him, like, look, you have no experience. That's why you're in the rear guard, right? And then, again, like Lexi was talking about his morals and stuff like that, he's saying that I may be less knowledgeable than the rest of you, but he wants to go ahead and essentially climb the ranks, right? Saying that isn't the vanguard the best place to learn, right?
Yeah.
And then
You can like see it's like an outside looking in, you see all.
yeah.
Which is a pretty cool perspective. I think that's pretty cool, Marlo.
And then, of course, Jean kind of like pulling rank a little bit. He's like, you think you can lecture a veteran about self-sacrifice? It's like, again, come on, Jean, But I feel like Jean is that type of person where he is talking about, like, whenever he's talking to anybody kind of beneath him, Jean always talks highly of himself.
Yeah.
In a way, he's kind of like, I don't know. He's just pulling rank right here.
And then at the end of the day, he technically does have the right to say what he's saying, given what he's been put through.
Yeah. I mean, again, he does have, I mean, he has every reason to do
I totally get it, but he is also doing it as like you gotta know your place, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Marlo, he responds like, look, isn't that what makes us, referring to scouts, effective? Like being willing to put ourselves in harm's way? He's saying like, look, because I'm willing to go out there and fight alongside you guys, isn't that like what we do? And in a sense,
the greater good.
I guess yes, but only if the situation asks for it.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no point to do it unnecessarily.
Just pull the whole table down. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no point to do it unnecessarily.
Yeah, good point. And I guess we're here. I mean, obviously they're looking out for Marlo's best interest because they understand that he just joined the scouts, you know, and he fought alongside.
Fresh meat, baby, fresh meat.
He fought alongside, this specific group, but it's only because he encountered them in the forest, It's only because he encountered John and stuff like that, That's just how it worked out. But anyway, so then this is when the battle between Aaron and John begins.
Yeah.
Because he goes again and tries to explain to the recruit, like, look, like, if you want to get thrown into the battle like cannon fodder, then look, if you want to learn that bad, you'll be just dead, right?
Yeah.
And that's why your job is to just watch and learn from the rear, right? So you can make it back in one piece.
I thought that. Yeah, I was like, are you guys gonna?
No. But anyways, and so now John begins the tease, which
I want to be the pirate gang.
When Zach read it, I was like, I thought you were gonna emphasize
One Piece. No, I like the dedication to the John. I like it. And now Mikasa says that Aaron started it. However, Mikasa's wrong because John always starts it. He's poking the bear here, right? He goes in and talks about how the ones who really suck are those suicidal maniacs who think they're the only way to fight is to charge in blind, right?
Yeah.
That reminds me of me playing COD. I can never go ahead and be strategic. I'm always just running in the line of fire.
Yeah,
Where's everybody at? Where's everybody at?
Where's the action?
And then
where's
just
the chaos?
constantly dying and stuff like that. Like my KD ratio is just not good.
You got those people that are just camping in corners ready for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But then the battle begins, and it's good to go ahead and see the back and forth because it's something that we're accustomed to. This is in a way kind of nostalgic to our characters. We want to see them go ahead and do this. How bad would it be if Jean is trying to go ahead and, again, regardless if it's playful or not, right? Trying to go ahead and do what they did in old times if Aaron didn't initiate back. If Aaron was just yeah, whatever.
Aaron did show a little bit more maturity this time though, by being like, well, actually, I'm a normal person. Which is a weird reference, just weird thing to say during a little argument. Yeah, just be like, actually, I found that I'm a pretty normal person. So maybe you're just a coward.
Yeah.
And he responds in a kind of mellow way, but still the words are fighting words. So it's a little bit of progress, a little bit.
But it still wasn't enough.
Other people who have Titans, so I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just a wimp.
Yeah. But then, regardless if it was mature or not, it still was enough to start up the back and forth between them as they go ahead and do their squabble. They're literally pulling each other's shirts. They're, trading freaking punches to the gut. Yeah. And they do this, it seems like maybe for show, to prove that they're tough to everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? But it gets to a point where, like we mentioned earlier, like you mentioned about Mikasa saying, just let him fight.
Yeah.
After Armin's like, should we do something? No.
And no one else
don't.
is stopping, because I'm sure maybe the other guys that weren't familiar, like the people in seniority, are probably like, there's a fight going on, we should do something. And Hanji was probably like, no.
Yeah.
Just let it. I know
Hanji immediately saw who it was, and she was like, nah, don't worry about it.
This is an everyday thing. This happens multiple times a day.
Yeah. She was like, actually, it's good for their morale.
This is their 5th one today, so let's just let it slide.
Actually, they're doing pretty good. They started late today.
Yeah.
They're behind schedule. What?
Yeah.
But then they go ahead and they continue their back and forth, right? Nobody stops them. They're getting exhausted. It's like, oh my God, anybody gonna stop us? Come on, please. And then finally somebody does. They put an end to this by kicking and punching the shit out of both of them.
Yeah.
To the point where Jean himself barfs up his freaking meal.
Yeah.
Yep. All that good food wasted.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, I mean, could be if there's no food left, maybe Sasha's still hungry.
No, honestly, she probably would. She probably would. I would not put it past her to be like,
That's
meat is meat.
That's vile.
Yeah.
I would not put it past her.
So, and then, Levi puts everything to an end, tells him that's enough celebrating, which kind of sucks for everybody else. I mean, but it is what it is. And then he tells everybody to go to bed. And then I'm guessing he tells maybe Jean to clean that up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, after obviously Levi being
He's like, clean that.
Grandpa
I don't
Levi.
want that here.
Yeah.
Like, you need to clean that up too.
Okay, now to something real and sad that happens in the story, and that is something that Josh mentions. I just did it, not too.
Yeah.
By Justin Light. But Josh says that of all those people in that room, only 9 come back.
Yeah. After that big.
I don't know why that reminded me of Mark Ruffalo when he was getting interviewed for
Avengers.
Yeah. Infinity War. Everybody dies.
Like, everybody dies. Everybody.
Nobody dies.
Not everybody.
Not everyone.
Not everybody. Only some people die.
Oh, it was amazing. Just his reaction, like,
like, dude, what are you doing? And not everybody. Only some people.
Good stuff. But damn it, you know what? I wanted to ask you guys too about this meal. Like, as a scout, if you're in that celebratory hall room and you're about to go on a big mission, and the squad leaders are going out of their way to give you this meal, something that is out of the ordinary, in the back of your mind, are you maybe thinking like, are they doing this because maybe, you know, none of us are coming back? Is that something that's already a given in their mindset because they're scouts?
I feel like that's already because they're scouts. They're used to it.
They're already
being
like, I can die anytime.
Every mission.
But is it heightened now because this is something that they don't do?
That's true. It could be like,
I feel like it's
what did we
different.
do? This is fishy.
Yeah.
It's different for each scout. For example, like Levi's squad, they're obviously more exposed to it. They're kind of just like thankful they get to eat meat. They don't really care.
Yeah.
They already know what to expect. But for all the others that don't know what to expect, that haven't really been on these major missions or seen these like major events, they're probably like, they're being too nice to us.
Yeah, you know, yeah, that's.
Everyone else is just like, ooh, piece of candy.
I just couldn't help but kind of just like think that to myself. I'm like, wow, like.
I'm sure there are a couple people in that crowd who are like, shit, we're probably going to die.
Yeah. I mean, they have to because, I mean, it's just, we don't see everybody reacting to that moment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just, exactly that. But
last meal, baby. Let's go out big.
So let's go and find out how things end over in this episode.
Here.
So we return now to find Aaron walking outside with his friends, Armin and Mikasa. Aaron groans. Oh, can't believe I'm saying this, but shouldn't you guys watch out for me more? And Armin is actually helping Aaron walk and responds, considering how quickly you heal, I wasn't especially worried about it. Then all three now, they take a seat next to each other on these steps. Aaron tells them, some friends you are. Then Mikasa tells Aaron,
look, you started it, so don't complain.
Then Armin adds, plus, it's good to see you feisty again. Then Aaron now tells Armin and Mikasa, I'm glad we met the Commandant. I think it helped. I don't know about being feisty, but I'll do what I have to. And honestly, I feel better. I just keep thinking about all the stuff I couldn't change. Spent so much time pitting myself, wondering why I couldn't be strong like Mikasa and Levi. Now Aaron looks at Mikasa. I was jealous. But even though you guys are strong, you can't do all that much alone. None of us can. That's why we have to find our own roles. When we work together, that's when we become truly powerful. And Aaron now looks at Armin. Everyone's got their own strengths. And it's because of times like this. And then Armin reflects on his days of getting bullied, having Aaron and Mikasa by his side to help him up whenever he was down. Armin responds to Aaron, yeah, I think you're right. Then Armin and Aaron both smile. But then all three of them notice something in the distance. From afar, they notice a tall, blonde man. But what they initially see is their old friend Hannes smiling. But then they realize that it's just a different soldier walking home. All three of our characters' demeanor change, remembering the ones that they've lost along the way. Mikasa asks,
Once we've retaken Walmaria and defeated every last one of our enemies, can we go back to how things used to be?
and as we get a memory of Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, all young, running through the streets of Shiganshina, as Hannes watches in the background. Eren answers, some things will be the same, but some things have changed forever, and we'll make them pay for that. Mikasa responds with a whisper.
Yeah.
Armin now states, there's more out there though. And Eren and Mikasa both look at Armin. The sea, remember? A body of water so big that merchants could spend their whole lives and still not get out all the salt. There's so much beyond the walls. Not just titans. Water that glows like fire. Fields of ice. Giant rocks that take days to climb. I joined the scouts so I could see all those things someday. And Eren responds, yeah, you sure did. I remember. And there's a brief pause as Armin thinks of something. Then Armin jumps to his feet with excitement. All right then, let's start by finding the sea. I can tell you still don't think it's real, Eren. You'll see, it does exist. Then Eren tells Armin, okay, fine. I guess we'll just have to check it out then. And Armin tells Eren, that's not good enough. You have to promise to explore the outside world. It's got to be way bigger than inside the walls. And Eren finally caves. Okay, I promise. But then we see that someone has been listening to their conversation this whole time. Someone has been sitting at a hidden nearby corner. And that person listening in on the promise between Armin and Eren is Captain Levi. To be continued.
Ooh,
wow.
Dun dun dun.
Oh my gosh. It's this scene that's like, I feel like it's the last time that we really see like a glimmer of like friendship between these three.
I think it is too, because we know that once they come back from their mission, right? Mm-hmm. And this is when, again, I know I didn't give the warning. I apologize, but spoiler warning, right? Mm-hmm. It should be, not needed to be said at this point. Yeah. But this is where we're going to go ahead and get into spoiler territory here for those that don't know how things play out over in season 3. I'm sure all of us do, just want to give a disclaimer. But you're absolutely right, Lex, that the next time they go back to the walls, like Josh mentioned, only 9 come back. Mm-hmm. And then when they do, it's not like a celebratory feast, right? It's more of like a ceremony of receiving medals for coming back and for reclaiming the wall. Yeah. But that's when it's changed. Everything changes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right? And we don't ever get to go ahead and again see the friendship that is this scene. Mm-hmm. What really bonds these 3 together. And again, they're reminiscing over on their times or days over Shiganshina, which we know is literally the shitty part of the wall. Mm-hmm. They are over in the outer skirts here in this district that has absolutely no love. We see people there living in this village in tattered clothes. Like, they don't have the luxuries that a lot of people inside the walls do. Mm-hmm. Right? And they are the most exposed to what would be a Titan breach. Mm-hmm. But these characters want to go back to those shitty standards. They want to go back to whatever status that was. They want to go back to what is those simpler times. Yeah. And it makes me emotional because every time I go ahead and see my guy Hannes, and every time we see him, he's kind of like, again, like a character like Marco. Every time we see him, he always has this smile that brings this glimmer of hope right?
Yeah, such a warm,
simple,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, you know,
Feeling of warm and fuzzy and cozy and just like
Very
it's
welcoming.
so nice.
you know, and again, you know, a lot of people might think that he is just this, you know, soldier that doesn't take his job seriously, a soldier that doesn't do his job, right? That just enjoys drinking and enjoys just, you know, again, playing pinochle and stuff, you know, and, but
If only we could have Grandpa Hannes. He's over there playing pinochle.
yeah,
Taking him an hour to put a card down.
I mean, maybe that would be a good choice of a good grandpa.
Using Uno cards.
I know. It's like not even the right card. He's playing pinochle with like the wrong things. He's
Yeah.
using, like random, like here's a bottle cap.
Here's a pen.
And then like a pen and a wrapper and like.
It's just sad when
Yeah.
all three of these characters, the first thing they see when they see just a soldier from afar walking who has, again, the blonde hair, right, is Hannes, you know? And then
And they
that
all
line,
collectively see it too.
yeah. And that line that Mikasa says, man, is so just like powerful.
And it's crazy. I think it's even more powerful that Mikasa is the one saying it.
Because Mikasa doesn't ever show this type of kind of like
Reminiscence.
emotions of
You never see her reminisce on anything.
portraying as like a child.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You only see her as you need to mature quicker, you are strong, you need to protect.
And that's what even Eren says to her.
Never see her let her walls down, and that was a moment where she didn't have a choice. They just
yeah, it
dropped.
was very she was being very vulnerable in this moment, and you never see her reminisce on anything. She's always very much like take things face value. We don't have time to like think this over. Let's just progress with the next like next steps, next motion, next
She's never
plan.
at peace. She's always on edge.
Yeah, exactly. And then for once now, after this nice celebration, she's vulnerable with them, and
She's
it's like,
vulnerable, yeah.
can we please go back to the way things were. Like this is the first time that we've really seen Mikasa vulnerable like this.
Yeah, I mean, again, the exact quote is, once we've retaken Walmaria and defeated every last one of our enemies, can we go back to how things used to be?
She's still business oriented, but she's also like, hey, after we're done with that, can we please?
Yeah. And like you said, like you both said, I mean, about her strength, right? It's something that Eren himself points out. And if you watch that scene in that moment over in the anime, as soon as Eren says that he spent so much time pitying himself, wondering why I couldn't be as strong
Compared
as Mikasa and Levi.
Yeah.
Mikasa herself, like she like turns and kind of like,
Yeah, she's like,
whoa.
she didn't know that I had no idea that you felt this way.
yeah, you know.
Like like almost like I'm sorry, like.
And then, you know, Eren, he's looking at Mikasa, right? And he even kind of like, again, confirms and he says like, I was jealous. And then he talks about now, it's like, even though you guys are strong, you can't do it alone. None of us can, right? Talks about that's why we have our roles, right? Talks about now, and he looks at Armin saying this, everyone's got their own strengths, right? And then that's when Armin himself now reflects about Armin being that vulnerable kid who was constantly bullied because he was so mild-mannered and he was, you know, just like this sweetheart of a kid, you know?
And Mikasa was the protector.
Yeah, and then again, that moment too, like again, that's also another emotional moment for me too, is seeing again how they reflect back, right? And again, you just understand the bond that these three characters have, you know, especially again in this moment when Armin had nobody to go to protect him except for, you know, Eren and Mikasa, who were always there for him.
Eren tried.
And yeah, you know.
The effort that counts.
But to see them both there, young Mikasa, young Eren, smiling as they extend their hand out to Armin, right? Like again, it's a great symbol of the bond that they have, right? And I'm gonna get spiritual here in this moment, so I understand if for anybody, I just want to give a little bit of disclaimer if for anybody who like isn't religious or anything, like to each their own, you know. But for me, I have a tattoo right here that says Matthew 14:31, and that is my favorite scripture. And it's because of a moment like this, but it's a way like of a reminder of like that I'm just not alone through my journey of life. And the The scripture itself is, and immediately Jesus reaches out his hand and said, "Oh, you of little faith, why do you doubt?" And it's just a reminder for me of like whatever I'm going through in my daily walk of life, whatever trials and tribulations, whatever troubles, whatever I'm going through my mind, whatever in life, whatever I feel like I'm battling, right? And it isn't a battle like this. It's just an everyday human battle that we're going through, whether it be mental, whether it just be something that you're experiencing as a person, whether it be a relationship, whether it be whatever it is.
Just life.
I always forget that I have somebody there for me. Regardless of it, again, for me, like I have my spiritual relationship.
Yeah.
Right? But even then, it's kind of a reminder of like, you have people that care about you. You have people that are there for you. You're not going through this battle alone. You have friends, you have family, you have people that care about you. And then again, to have that moment, the symbol, again, it's just, again, a symbol of Armin's friends reaching out to him and helping him up whenever he's down. Again, that's just a reminder that whatever you're going through, just remember you have people there that are reaching out their hands to you and helping you up to continue just fighting and continue battling whatever it is that we're going through, right? And that's why, again, this is such a kind of cool moment for me, and I love it.
It's powerful, for sure.
And
we don't ever get like a calm moment of like them being vulnerable with each other like this and reminiscing and stuff.
And I like something that you even mentioned earlier with the first part of this episode of we talked about just them celebrating and stuff, and talk about those quotes, right? And so you talked about the character development, like just even talking about the development that a character like Armin has gone through up to that point where literally he was the scared kid who only joined the scouts because his friends were doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
He only did it to prevent being alone.
And to see him where he's at now, you know?
And wasn't his other motivation to like avenge his grandpa? Something like that?
Yeah. You know, unfortunately there is the...
I mean, still, regardless, his motivations all come with, unfortunately, loss. It's like, do I lose my friends? I just lost my grandpa, so I guess I'll just go do this.
I do want to take notice, though, really quick, something that Heisa says, because Heisa said, you don't have to ever feel like that is a stupid thing to say, because it isn't. Heisa said, this is a stupid thing that I do, and I'm probably the only person in the world that does it. I can guarantee you that you aren't. But he says, when I'm really down, he tells himself, what would Eren or Levi do? Or Todoroki or Bakugo, what would they do? And you know what? I can guarantee you that you are not alone whenever you do that. Whatever motivation you can go ahead and find to go ahead and help you to just continue and persevere through whatever it is you're going through. Like, it's always about finding those little motivations, right? Just to help you go ahead and continue moving forward. And trust me,
sound really like weird being like, yeah, I'd
what would this fake character do?
Yeah, with an anime character, but it's the symbolism of what they represent for you. Like, you may really resonate with these characters and think like, wow, like that's all that I aspire to be, or that's like I really look up to this character and their personality and their whole philosophy. You have to
realize, like, you're probably not the only person too. Like, there's a whole genre of anime art style music that people listen to at the gym.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
you know, that's,
literally. I'm guilty of that actually.
I mean, I have too.
That's a great point.
Like,
for sure,
it helps me be like, you know, I can either feel the pain of knowing that I could have done something, or feel the pain knowing that I did it and I went hard and I'll be sore. I'd rather feel the pain of knowing I went hard and did it than feel the pain of being like I didn't.
And nothing is more motivating than Erwin in your ear screaming.
No, literally.
Nothing is more motivating than that.
Yeah, I say even I say a big example, All Might, his smile. You know.
Yeah, he smiles and moves on. Yeah, he is the symbol of peace.
Yeah. You know, whatever we can go ahead and do to find those, again, those motivations to keep us moving forward. Like, I'm so bad at sticking with a regimen of working out, right? But when I do, I listen to Blackbeard's theme.
Yes.
I listen to that theme on repeat because it goes and it gets me so freaking pumped, you know? And like Blackbeard is a villain, but then again, I like Shigaraki, you know. I like
villains
overall.
got good soundtracks, bro.
I like my villains.
Villains are always written so interesting because it very much makes them human because they have so much flaw to them.
Yeah. Real quick, something too that Heise mentioned earlier too was just he said that I cry when he gets eaten, and Eren says that he's useless. He's just a little kid, and he's talking about Hannes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's another very sad moment again. That was, to my knowledge, that was the only time that I've cried over on this podcast. Was when we talked about Hannes' death.
Yeah, because that one was. Because Hannes is a character that really you hold near and dear.
He was a character very much was like in some way, a capacity. You can argue that there's a lot of characters like this, but for me, he was a glue guy. He was a guy that held a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
Whether he was important to the goal or important to the mission, like he was a character that we saw. Eren got captured. Mikasa and Armin were literally frozen in defeat. And Hannes tells him, like, "It's what you guys do.
Yeah.
You guys go ahead and you clean up after Eren's mess. What's any different this time? We're going to go and find him."
He was very much a father figure to them.
Yeah.
Because, like, as much as, I mean, yeah, there was Grisha. He wasn't really fatherly to Eren. You know, he was always working. He was always down the cellar. You know, we know, all the things. We could talk forever about all the things that Grisha was doing instead of being a father.
The more we talk about Grisha, the more
the more we're like, maybe
we realize
he's the bad
Grisha
guy.
really isn't a good guy.
Yeah, but so obviously, like, looking up to Hannes, like,
finally come to terms.
Like, Hannes was really the father figure for all three of them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Armin's parents died, Mikasa's parents died, and Eren's parents, I mean, at the time of the first episode.
Died.
At the time of the first episode.
Yeah. But regardless, he still lost him at a really young age.
Yeah.
You know?
And then even, like, from that moment on, since the first episode, like, none of them had parents at all. And they just had Hannes.
Yeah.
And they already saw him probably as, even if they didn't know it or not, as a father figure.
Yeah.
And it just makes it way more powerful. Like when they finally meet again and Hannes realizes how much they've grown, like, mentally, like, emotionally as people, and seen and, like, carried around this guilt, like, that was a really tough episode to get through, like, knowing that Hannes carried around the guilt of, like, I killed your mom, and Eren being like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like, anyone in your situation probably would have been scared. That was a valid reaction. I don't hold anything against you.
And also on that same token, I'm pretty sure that Hannes himself, I mean, we don't know for a fact if he had any children. We know that he was married. We don't ever see his wife really, but to that same point, I think it's safe to say that he definitely saw those three as kind of like his kids. You know?
I think he even mentions, like, in that scene that I was talking about, I think he even mentions to, like, someone else being like, yeah, those kids, like, he says something about, like, he uses the term, like, those kids or something like that. Like those kids are all grown up, like, those kids are so grown now, something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I vaguely remember that he says something like that in that scene.
Yeah.
After he, meets them again, and then obviously Hannes is, like, crying to Eren, being like, I killed your mom, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Eren being like, no, you didn't.
So real quick, Josh says something here. They says there's a scene that I can't wait for you guys to see in the final part that touches on this meaning of life, which has very much affected his life in that regard.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
I'm so excited
I love when
philosophical topics that are going to come from the final part.
No, literally, I love when we touch on, like, the ideas of morality, what is moral, what is just, what's unjust, who decides that, like, all the philosophical stuff. We're gonna need, like, a 4-hour episode for some of these.
I know, it's crazy.
Some of these episodes, I feel like in the final part, are going to be split up into, like, 5 parts.
Like, we're 2+ hours into just us covering just a portion of this episode, which is probably really, like, if we're thinking about, like, in terms of the episode and what it is, it's probably like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just 8 minutes, and we've been talking probably about, like, solely this 8 minutes for over an hour.
Yeah. It's crazy. But, to go ahead and to get back over on the importance of this last portion of this episode, Armin, after reflecting and after remembering and he now recalls the motivations, the initial motivations, right? And this is something that he would explain to Eren early on, but Eren obviously kind of took it just like face value and just kind of like, yeah, sure, whatever you say, Armin.
Yeah.
You know? And again, they have gone outside the walls, but they haven't seen what necessarily Armin is explaining, right? And to Eren, I mean, again, this is just a dream that Armin has, okay, whatever. But Armin himself is again, just so passionate about this dream, and he's so persistent in it that he needs Eren to believe it. And Eren's like, all right, fine. Yeah, I believe you. And then Armin's just like that's not good enough. Like, you need to promise me, right? Make that promise. And this is an important promise, right? So, Armin, I want to get the promise right. He says, you have to promise to explore the outside world. It's got to be way bigger than inside the walls. Now, it's important. This promise is important because of who's listening, right? We know that Captain Levi is overhearing this, whether it was on purpose or not. I would imagine it wasn't. I'd imagine Levi we know that he likes to kind of be off to the side, which we saw from last week's episode when they're having this meeting, all the leaders, right? Whether it be the premier and the main commanders and so on and captain and stuff, Levi's off to the side against the wall.
He likes being in his own little area.
Whether it is, Commander Irvin, coordinating a meeting amongst the squad leaders and the section commanders and Captain Levi, everyone's kind of sitting down over on these tables or sitting down over these couches. Levi standing up away from everybody else.
Maybe it's for germ reasons. He's like, don't spit on me, man.
Yeah, could be.
You are getting too close to my bubble.
But Levi is here.
Listening in.
He is around the corner. He's just sitting down. Again, on purpose or not, listening to this. But it's very important because of the decision that's going to be made very much later on. Right? And this is something that's going to come up with Armin as a character because Levi himself is going to be very, very persistent with keeping Irvin alive. Right? Adamant about keeping him alive. Which we saw last week, which is why he doesn't even want him to go ahead on this mission in the first place. So, of course, if given the opportunity, Irvin is going to be the guy that Levi is going to bring back to life. Right? But then, once, I will admit, Irvin essentially denies the chance of coming back, I think what Levi hears from Armin here, that it makes the decision easier to...
No, I agree.
Fine, I'll bring this kid back, but I think this is something that he goes and he kind of remembers. Cause I would imagine that Levi remembers a lot. Yeah. He listens to a lot, and I think that he remembers a lot, right? And kind of keeps it stored in the library in his brain for when he needs it for a rainy day, right? And
very intense.
I think this is just confirmation for him that Armin's going to be a guy going forward that is. He has ambitions, he has dreams, he has goals, he has this passion to go ahead and explore the outside world, which we're going to see they're going to end up doing. So it's only going to make it, I guess, easier for them, right? So I think that's important. I don't know if any of you guys want to go ahead and kind of elaborate over on this a little bit, or even kind of something else you guys saw throughout this little portion here, this episode here, as they reminisce, as they prepare to go outside the walls. We see them again, as Lexi described, as literally this is the last time we get our three characters that we're introduced to literally early on in literally it's season 1, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing that really, and I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even really think about it like that. I totally forgot that's the last time we see them all buddy.
Yeah.
And then next thing we know, we get that. I've shown you this too many times. I love this scene. The scene where we get the Taco Bell edit.
Yeah, the dong.
But yeah, I totally forgot. This is the last time we actually see them happy, genuinely just content and happy together and enjoying the moment.
We see them in their personality of how things were, you know? We see, this is right before they make their decision.
The past.
This is right before they make their decision to join the cadets, to join training.
Yeah.
Right? It's you have, Mikasa, who is, again, kind of in this very rare, vulnerable state, right? Which we're so accustomed to seeing her as a strong soldier, right? But we forget that she is this person, this girl, who has been protecting Eren, right? But, it's nice to go ahead and again see her appreciate those times when, yeah, they're simpler, but they still were, again, just shitty days, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
just appreciating what they had.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then to go ahead and again see.
To see her just open up is really sweet.
Yeah. I don't see what message you're trying to send, Heise, but real quick, Heise is talking about how I'm never gonna heal from the ending. Never. And the ending is something where we ourselves are all, of course, not prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no preparing. There's
it's
no
just gonna feel like
just
genuine like loss after the show ends.
You know, and I don't want to bring any sadness to this, but unfortunately for this podcast itself too, like there will be a point where we've covered everything, and there will be an end. You know, and unless we get spin-offs,
Yeah, like Attack on Titan Next Generations.
Yeah, unless we get something, you know, else to cover.
We'll go over some OVAs maybe.
But we know the focus, obviously of this podcast is to talk about the story of Attack on Titan. And we've been so lucky to have so many amazing friends joining us along this, you know, journey. And again, you guys know how much we love you guys. And I hope you guys know that that love is genuine and real. Because as we've explained before, like, these characters have their motivations for continuing. You guys are our motivations for continuing.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you guys know that that is true and that is legit and that is real. And
agreed. 100%.
I've said it before. If we didn't have you guys to join us on this adventure and talk with us live here in chat, and it was just the three of us here in this room covering the episodes, I think it's safe to say that we would have stopped a long time ago. And again, it's because you guys and your guys' support and your guys' just love that you show us, you know, it's what motivates us. And so, but with all good things, there always is an end, unfortunately. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, you guys are so sweet.
One day we will stop saying to be continued.
Yeah.
And one day we'll say the end.
This is the end.
Fin.
And
Finn.
and then and then at that point we're gonna have to go ahead and kind of think to ourselves if this is something that we want to continue.
Migrate to One Piece, baby.
And in what capacity? Yeah, if we do One Piece, and we're gonna die.
It'll
of
never
old age.
end. It'll never end. Never ending story.
Yeah.
But you guys are sweet. Eddie's saying no, there will not be an end.
Yeah.
I say let's just go to My Hero Academia, and Josh says you guys could so easily just migrate to another deep show when we finish this in a year or two from now.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter.
You know, and then Eddie says not being
Marvel
weird or anything,
podcast.
but I think I'm the one who lives in Cali.
You
could talk
You
forever.
guys. Yeah, I think you might be the one. Yeah, who
Other
lives
than,
in Cali.
yeah. You might be our only Levi
Cali.
squad or Attack the Talk squad.
Yeah. So
Hurricane.
but again, that's obviously way down the road. I mean, you guys are stuck with us for the time being,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we're very
We have
far.
another like 2-3
Get used to the
years
ugly
of
mug.
this.
Yeah, like we're very far from
I
the
swear,
end.
by the time this podcast ends, I will be able to grow a beard.
Yeah. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
You're gonna
That'd
you're gonna
be
see
cool.
our characters develop like how we watch it in the show. You're gonna watch it live on the podcast.
Yeah. By the time we're done with this, my hair and my beard will be all gray. And I will be.
I don't think it'll take that long, bud.
No, it's gonna happen.
You're gonna look like Rayleigh.
I'm gonna be.
Yeah,
gray.
actually, we plan on going on for another.
I'm gonna be
5
looking
years.
like Premier Zachary over here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. It's gonna go all white. You're gonna look like Zeke for a little bit, and then it's just gonna be Premier Zachary.
Yeah.
And then Zach's gonna look like Zeke.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Which I'll be very, very happy about.
And I'll slowly start looking more like Hanji. I'll just get more delusional as my concussions go on, and then I'll just my eyesight will get so bad that I can't wear contacts anymore. I'll have to wear glasses.
And then you'll somehow be like walking or whatever and stuff like that, and you'll kind of like have an accident to where you have to like now wear an eye patch.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, like I basically did like when I
Concussions will catch up to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say they'll catch up. I'm gonna be sitting here as like fantasize it because you know how I'm already like logical Lex about anatomy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here about like all those Titans.
Yeah.
But their anatomy. Yeah, we're all gonna slowly turn into a character.
That'd be awesome. I mean, hell, if it's a
Monkey
character,
Man.
if it's a character that I appreciate, I want Zach to start becoming more Connie.
I think he already is pretty Connie.
My hair is falling out. Yes.
No, Connie has a cool look.
Look, by then he's gonna have a shaved head.
I'm gonna have a shaved head. Oh my god, all my hair's gonna be gone.
Connie has a cool
Shaved
look,
head,
bro. He
full
doesn't
beard.
have. Connie isn't bald. Heisa says, Zach, I sent you the question and AJ. So I don't know if we got a question over on Insta.
Let me see.
Oh, I see it on the technical
Bottom line is,
podcast.
guys, again, that we love you guys so much, and your support means the world to us, and that's why we continue doing what we're doing, because
Someone?
we love being with
Yeah.
you guys.
We got one.
So what is the question?
Jacob, aka Heise, says Levi in the sea scene, he's making the face he always makes. He doesn't want to get in the water, and I think Levi might be afraid of the water. I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't want to let his guard down by having fun.
Yeah, I mean, also too, we see him being very protective of Hanji. Where Hanji is very, very playful and curious, and she wants to go ahead and touch what's
everything.
there in the sea and stuff, you know. And then, you know, Levi also might be coming from being a little bit of a, you know, a germaphobe. And he's like, dude, like Hanji, don't touch that or whatever and stuff, right? Or it could be poison or whatever and stuff or whatever. It's fun. That scene's gonna be fun to talk about because we get to see the characters and their personalities and stuff, you know. We even get a nice little cute moment from Mikasa.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool.
Like actual kind of letting your guards down. This is a nice, like, it is nice until you look over to your left and you see
Aaron
just.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny actually earlier in the episode when he is like, yeah, you're growing a pretty shaggy mane there, horse face. Meanwhile, Aaron has like
Aaron's the one who's
longest-
growing his hair out.
Dude's got his hair in a ponytail because it's so long.
Yeah. Exactly.
But Jean did not get bothered by that though, because Jean's
No.
hair in season 4 is a little longer. He does have a little mane.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say though, maybe Jean is the dumb one. He's the one that tries to drink that water, right?
Yeah, true. He's like, this is so salty.
But it's obviously we're already aware about the salty water because Armin himself talks about
Armin
how
talks about
the
it
body
every
of
time
water
he
is
talks
so
about the sea.
big that the merchants can spend their whole lives still not get all of the salt out.
Yeah.
Come on, John. Dude,
Yeah,
how do you
John's
not
like,
know this?
Dumbass.
He's like,
Dumbass.
I don't believe you.
oh, it's so salty.
You can lead a horse to water, but he's still gonna fucking drink
Yeah.
it.
They're gonna drink.
Lead a horse to water.
That
You
was
lead
good.
a horse to
That was a
salt
good-
water, but he's still gonna drink it.
That was good. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, guys, this was a good episode. Thank you guys again so much for sticking around. For some of you, sticking around very late.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we appreciate you guys so much. Again, I can't express how much we care about you guys' support and how much we love you guys so much. I like how it's just one.
It's a bit Jean, but
Jean.
yeah, one.
One switches from suicidal maniac to genocidal maniac. Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I mean, we have again. This is what I'm talking about, guys. I mean, you guys
Oh my god.
are again just incredible, and we love you guys so much again for taking time and even just
It's
know.
Labor Day for you, but not for us.
Even just like you guys are choosing to do this instead of maybe trying to go ahead and sleep or whatever. I don't know if you guys' schedules are and whatnot, but for Josh to be saying that it's 12:35 for him currently, like again, you guys,
That's past my
Josh.
bedtime, bro.
like,
It's currently past my
who
bedtime.
are you kidding, Zach? Past your bedtime?
Past your bedtime.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
baby. Woo!
Zach's
yeah.
bedtime
I
is
know.
actually 12:35 p.m. not a.m.
Yeah, 1:30. I go to work tomorrow.
Oh.
Wow.
But I go to bed at 3. Oh my! It's 1:30 a.m. for you.
That's crazy.
That is way too late,
Insane,
man.
my friend.
I would be knocking
But again,
out.
you guys are incredible. We love you guys so much for even just sticking around for as long as you guys have in this stream. Yeah, it just you guys mean the world to us. But I mean that's all we got for you guys in this episode. Anything else we want to go ahead and talk about and cover? Nothing?
I think I'm cleared, brain empty.
Yeah. It was good stuff. We covered a lot of good stuff for sure. So yeah, guys, that wraps up another episode of Attack to Talk podcast. This is season 3. Remember, guys, new episodes are streamed live on Twitch every Sunday. And if there's anything that changes, we will update you guys over on Instagram at Attack to Talk podcast. And make sure you guys follow. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out that link tree that's available over in the profile. You guys will see all the platforms that we are available on. And yeah. Eddie says, did y'all cover the part where Irvin shouts? I was charging my phone. No, that's going to be covered next week. Yeah. So we stopped right before that part where they go ahead and make their march over to the wall where they're going to get applauded, surprisingly. But yeah, we'll cover that next week. Yeah, Bad says, I wake up at noon and get back from work 3 a.m. Usually people need groceries. Yeah, that's true.
People need their groceries. Dang. Don't forget about your sunscreen, man.
Yeah.
Even though it's nighttime, don't forget about your sunscreen.
Yeah, guys. I, of course, want to give a huge shout out to our friend and our editor, NatePlaysBad.
Thank you, Nate.
Nate, you are just incredible, man. Again, I can't express the gratitude enough for all that you do for us, man. Yeah. Crazy. Zach will deliver next week. Yeah, so get ready for that speech.
I'm excited. Practice that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. But yeah, Nate, again, make sure you guys go ahead and support Nate. You guys can go ahead and find him over on his Twitch channel, which is at NatePlaysBad. His other platforms, he's available on Twitter over at NatePlaysBad, YouTube, NatePlaysBad. Go ahead and support him, guys, because he does a lot for this podcast. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and talk about just a few important points, which we do every podcast episode, and that's starting with merch. Again, guys, if you guys are interested, and I know you guys might not think it's close, but before we know it, it's going to be right around the corner, guys, and that is the holidays.
It's already September.
And we're in September, and it just seems like once we get past September and we get to October and we get to Halloween, the rest is just a blur. So just get a little bit of ahead of the game with your holiday shopping, right? I know that we like to wait for the holiday deals, which is fine. But if you guys want to go ahead and just do some browsing, you know, we have a link that's available for you guys. And of course, that is over at Fandomion. See what they have, because they have a lot of stuff. If you see something you like, or if you're looking to go ahead and get ahead of the game with the holidays and start buying some stuff, use that promo code LEX, L-E-X. Promo code LEX for 10% off your guys' purchase order. Any more updates or no? Nothing yet?
No, they usually are pretty busy around the holidays. So when it starts getting a little closer, they're definitely going to be like, hey, more of this, more of this, more of this. They are updating stuff all the time. I just don't get all the updates.
So Josh, I Repent says, yo, be on the lookout. They should be announcing some news regarding the final part dropping apparently this fall.
Whoa.
Wow.
That is so soon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be incredible, yeah.
It is supposed to be this fall.
So when are we when are we getting the
dubbed, right?
Again?
I need to go ahead and kind of look more into that because
do you guys remember that?
I did see the update about Adult Swim, right? Going to be showing that first part of the final season.
Toonami. Is Toonami still a thing?
Toonami is a thing, yeah. I think it was Toonami. Yeah. Yeah, Toonami. Josh says the dub is on the 9th, I think. Toonami.
Oh, really?
So
that's literally what? Sunday?
Next week, baby.
Saturday?
Yeah.
This coming Saturday?
Yeah. So that means that look out for it. If you guys have Crunchyroll, if you guys have Funimation or whatever, you guys go ahead and watch your stuff on. Or if you just want to see it over on Toonami, just try to go ahead and constantly update. Real quick about your Irvin, Eddie says it's not even that Zach has the deepest voice, but my guy is the literal embodiment of Irvin when he does his hair.
I'll do my hair.
When you do your hair.
I'll do my hair next week.
When you do your hair, right?
Yeah. Awesome. Eddie says, shoot, I've been meaning to get to check out Fandomion, but just haven't had the time. For sure, Eddie, don't worry about it. I know you mentioned that you've been working 24/7, and yeah. Like I said, you know, if you guys want to get ahead of the game, awesome. The promo code's there for you guys. If not, the promo code will still be there for you guys at a later time. So again, that's promo code Lex for 10% off for your guys' order. All right. Now we want to go ahead and, of course, shout out our friends that joined us. You guys are incredible. I've already talked about how much we love you guys so much. But we have some of our friends that are very, very creative. Of course, we have Eddie, who is joining us here. Eddie himself, has been creating some awesome content. Make sure you go ahead and see what he came up with, all the different videos that he has over on his YouTube, over at Eddie Hinston. You see the name there over in chat. That's the name you look for over on Instagram. Over on YouTube. And go ahead and see all the different stuff that he has been coming up with. It's a lot of good stuff. He has some stuff regarding fashion, some stuff regarding skating, and also, of course, Attack on Titan stuff. So go ahead and check that out, guys. Also, Eddie himself has an Instagram that he shows his art, and that is over at Art de Juan. So check that out, guys. We have another friend here who just followed me on TikTok, which was cool.
Oh,
and that is Caesar. Yeah.
Yeah, follows me too.
Yeah. So Caesar is very, very cool.
Donnie Darko.
He's doing a lot of cool Donnie Darko.
You guys can go ahead and see what Caesar has been coming up with over at his Instagram at ArtofCesar. So go ahead and type ArtofCesar over in the search, and you'll see him. He has some underscores under there. It's art_of_Caesar_. But that is Caesar. You'll see it. You click on that Instagram, and you'll go ahead and you'll just see all the awesome just art that he has been coming up with, and all the stuff that he drew. And he's an aspiring animator. He wants to go ahead and do some, animation and stuff, which is very, very cool. And let's just help him by just showing our support to him, and also if you see something you like, in the link tree, we have a link to his Etsy store. I know that if you guys went ahead and you bought one of his art pieces, he would really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. Attack the Talk sent you.
He has, we have his art here, many, many pieces of his art. And every time he has himself sent a handwritten note just thanking, and even there was a time where I think one of the purchases he even gave me a sample photo of art that he's drawn with, again, just kind words. And
awesome.
And again, Caesar, if you're listening, man,
Nice.
You are incredible, man. Just keep doing your awesome work, and we're so thankful for you and your support, and of course we want to go and support you. So again, guys, make sure you guys go ahead and follow Caesar over on Instagram.
Absolutely.
And check out the Etsy store, see what he has available for purchase, and if you like it, then go ahead and buy it, guys.
Yeah, what Eddie said.
Yeah. Yeah, Eddie says Caesar himself is a sweetheart, because Eddie has met Caesar multiple times. Which, again, that's so cool to see the worlds blend like that,
Yeah, that's real nice.
Yeah. So go support our two friends, Eddie and Caesar. And then, of course, we have Kyron, who was joining us early on in this podcast. I don't know if Kyron's still here. I know that it's also very late for Kyron as well.
Yes.
But Kyron, he goes and whatever you see over on the TikTok at Attack to Talk Podcast, 1, make sure you guys go follow. 2, all the content that's on there is from Kyron. Kyron is the TikTok manager there. We're so appreciative of Kyron, again, for putting in that work and for taking on that responsibility. And it's just, make sure you guys go ahead and support Kyron. We'd appreciate it, of course, if you guys supported the podcast TikTok account. And yeah, Kyron, again, thank you so much for the work you put in for this podcast, man, and trying to help it grow. And, we're so thankful because we have some friends here that joined us that wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Kyron.
Yeah.
Very
That's
true.
so true.
Kyron.
Very true.
So, yeah.
My son's going to have a photo shoot with me.
Yeah. So do me a favor, like, can you go ahead and the link tree, check to see if there's if his Etsy store is still going on? I haven't seen it recently. I know that we go ahead and we try to plug it every podcast episode, but for Caesar. Because I know that maybe Caesar has decided to go ahead and take a break from it. I don't know. But.
Loading.
But anyways, guys, make sure you guys go ahead and support our creative friends. Heisa says that he wants to send us a Christmas card with his autograph. And that would be awesome, yeah. If you want to go ahead and send that, it'd be great. Also, I do want to go ahead and also remind again that there is a P.O. box that's in the link tree. Excuse me. If you guys do send us something, I would appreciate it if you, will just kind of message me or message the Instagram, or, let us know when you join us in chat. Nothing available at the time? At the moment?
Womp. Nothing available.
Okay. No worries.
Nothing listed on, but maybe that's good news. It'd be sold out.
Yeah. But yeah, so as far as if you guys plan on sending anything, again, don't feel like you guys have to. It's not we don't want you to feel obligated to do it. Again, it's just we were so thankful for, just for Jacob to go ahead and do that kind gesture for us, and something we talked about a potential PO box, and it's kind of like, oh, the stars are kind of aligning, and it ended up happening to where we have a PO box now, which is cool. But if you do go ahead and again, take it upon yourselves to send it to us, please let me know so that I know that something's coming, because there's times where like I don't get like a notification, or I don't go ahead and get like an email. I don't get any of that stuff. I don't get a notice. And so if I don't get a notice, right, there could be a chance that I just don't go see the PO box.
Yeah.
So again, I would appreciate it if you guys will kind of give me a heads up so I know what to expect, and I can maybe check it over at the end of the week. And again, I would appreciate that, guys, because truthfully, I haven't gone back to the PO box since I went back to the post office to send the Funko Pops back to you, Jacob. So, which obviously is a while. I haven't been back to the PO box, so I don't know if anything's there or not. I just haven't really had the time to go ahead and do that. But like I said, if you guys will let me know and give me a heads up, I will be on the lookout for it. I will go ahead and make the conscious effort to go ahead and check out the PO box. What is going on here? Yeah, I saw that. I didn't want to ask y'all personally, like, because I didn't want to make you guys feel uncomfortable, and that Eddie's trying to get our address. No,
in quotes, no.
Yeah, no worries. Like I said, if you guys were again just if I'm not saying this again because I'm like, I reverse psychology. We don't want it to happen. No, truthfully,
genuinely.
Again, like if you guys decide to do that, like it's awesome. Like we've talked about how, if we get like art or anything and stuff, that we have some very artistic friends, that if we get art or whatever the case is and stuff, like it would be amazing. And of course I would go ahead and put it up over in this wall behind me. We'd be so appreciative of it, but don't feel obligated to, again, this is the PO box, something that's available for you guys. And it's something that we're just very, very blessed to have. So again, there's a little update. So with all that being said, guys, remember, like Lexi mentioned, look out for those future Q&As, which are on Fridays, and the future poll questions, which are on Saturdays, over on Instagram. Your feedback, again, guys, is so important to us. It is literally what we find as one of the more enjoyable moments of the podcast.
Yeah.
Is being able to go ahead and learn from you guys, to see your guys' point of views, exactly, and just the opinions and the responses.
Your guys' insight on stuff, because some of you guys are so freaking smart.
Yeah, like we love it, guys. We love it so much, and so the more responses that we get over in the Q&A, the better.
You guys make my brain work harder.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about it before. Like, there's times where we're our mind is geared towards one thing, and you guys go ahead and mention it, like.
You're like, holy
whoa,
we get a whole other perspective.
Right.
I didn't see it from that perspective.
Or it's like, oh yeah, this is actually a foreshadowing.
Everything I've been saying.
And it's like, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
You're like, everything I've been saying. No. Cast it to the wind. Start anew.
Yeah. And then we spiral. You wish, I say you wish.
We'll see. Maybe by the end of the podcast, in a couple years, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, guys, again, shout out to you loyal friends that take the time out of your days to go ahead and join us on these streams. You guys are our Attack to Talk family. And you guys here that are joining us all here, if you haven't been promoted already, I want to officially promote you all to our Attack to Talk Levi squad. Can we give a hand for our friends here?
You are. You deserve it.
You guys most certainly deserve. And we had a small circle of Attack to Talk Levi squad. They were our day ones, and then we had maybe a few that had joined. But now we have more of you that have joined us and that have really just, again, shown your support each and every week. You guys are our Attack to Talk Levi squad. And Heise, of course you. Yeah. All of you here that are joining us here. And even the ones listening too. Of course. You guys go ahead and show the support each and every week. And it, again, it doesn't go just unnoticed.
Oh, not at all.
I wish that you guys could see the moment we go ahead and end the stream. We literally are like talking amongst ourselves like, wow, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Talking with our friends. I'm so happy
like,
that
oh my
you joined
gosh,
us. Wow.
yeah, like
Like,
this person did so good,
Yeah.
or, or like
the
I didn't
other
even
week
think
I
about
was like,
that.
Josh just set me on a fucking
Yeah.
spiral. Like I literally walked. I was like, I need to sit in a room with Josh for an hour. Like,
yeah. So I mean, you
Just
guys.
know that we're still thinking about you even after we end the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
Like,
sure. There's many times during the week when we go ahead and we think about you guys. So you guys, yes, if you guys don't know it and if you guys didn't think you were, then yes, we officially want to go ahead and promote you all as our Attack to Talk Levi squad.
Yep.
So thank you guys
Deserve
again.
it.
So with all that being said, guys, to my AOT family, I want you guys again to just enjoy what's left of this weekend. You know it's very late. And again, for some, we have tomorrow off. And enjoy the rest of that Labor Day weekend. And if you don't have tomorrow off, then I hope you guys have a great work day. I hope that we just all have a great week of just, again, being productive, being positive, being safe, just spreading that love. You know, it's what it's about, guys. We hate, we love. What it is. What are you doing,
He's talking to himself. Talking to himself in the third person.
Yeah.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. Rubber room with rats.
That's Zach's sign off.
That's what it is. All right, guys. This is AJ signing off, saying I love you guys so much again. I hope to see you all again joining us back with us next week when we cover a hell of an episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, guys. That's all I
Excited.
got for you guys. I love you guys so much. I'll let you guys go ahead and say your goodbyes.
All right. See you guys. Love you guys so much. Be safe for this Labor Day weekend. And if you were a banana, I would find you appealing.
Ah, that was a good one. That
You're like, how do I?
nice fun. Stay sweet like sugar. Don't get popped like bubble gum. Have an amazing 3-day weekend.
All right. We love you guys. See you guys next week.